I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 751, The Invading Enemy. Once something becomes a belief, it is like a virus that makes you sink into it. Of course, the Jiang Chen they believe in is not a cultist, otherwise this is really a terrible thing. Jiang Chen figured out the difference between religion and cult. Their common point is to make others worship themselves. The difference is huge. Good religions persuade people to be good, while cults use the worship of believers to achieve their own evil goals. Tonight, everyone will not go home until they are drunk. Jiang Chen drank a glass of wine, and he carefully put the glass back to its original place. Jiang Chen is a frugal person. He will not smash the glass to express his pride. Besides, true pride is not something that can be smashed by smashing the glass. Don't go home until you are drunk. After Xiaoma shouted, everyone wiped their tears and shouted, accompany the leader. Don't go home until you are drunk. Jiang Chen couldn't see the night sky outside. The desert ground was a little hot. Jiang Chen raised his glass and accompanied everyone to get drunk. It was late at night, and more people lay down on the table. Call the hotel. I'll cover all the room rates tonight. Send them to the hotel to rest. I'll pay the bill. After Xiaoma fell down, Jiang Chen gave orders to the soldiers standing guard at the door. The soldiers nodded and sent all the important people and Chamber of Commerce representatives from Carry City and the underground conference room to the hotel in the city. Just after sending them off, Jiang Chen said to a soldier, take me to the barracks. I'm going to stay there tonight. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the soldier who was responsible for Jiang Chen's guard shook his head like a rattle. No, absolutely not. The company commander has already ordered me to block the door in the hotel no matter what. After the guard finished speaking, Jiang Chen pointed at him and ordered, now I order you to lead the way for me. All of you company commanders must obey my command, and the entire future city army must obey my command. You must also obey my command. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the little soldier hurriedly stood up and saluted. Yes, leader. Call me Brother Jiang. The brothers in the barracks and I are all brothers. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the dozen soldiers standing at the door obviously sobbed, but they still stood straight, like a pine tree. Rushing from the 3-story Carry City Hall to the barracks, Jiang Chen did not choose the location of the Carry City Coalition headquarters. He chose the most dangerous Sangang barracks in Carry City. Sangang military camp is located in Sangang village, a small village outside the southernmost part of Carry City. It was late at night when Jiang Chen arrived at the village. Because of the crescent moon in the sky, the whole Sangang village was filled with silence. After a military truck drove into the village in the night, the lights in the village soon lit up. Who is it? A bunker was built on the central avenue of the village. Several heavy machine guns were installed in the bunker. The lights on the bunker shone brightly on the truck. The person who was shining was a little dazzled. The squad leader in charge of Jiang Chen's guard kicked open the door of the truck and cursed in front, turn off the lights. Do you know who is here? The leader is here to see us. After the squad leader shouted, someone could see his appearance under the light, and he spoke fluent Chinese, so the lights were quickly turned off. After turning off the lights, hundreds of soldiers appeared in the village. These videos are all hidden in every corner of the village. Brother Jiang, this is our company. Our company is famous for its steel knife company in the coalition. The coalition forces in Carry City are divided into 3 parts. The first is the youth army formed by the Salman people, and the second is the Sahara Corps formed by the Chinese. The third is the militia alliance formed by the locals of Carry City. The famous Sahara Corps is responsible for guarding the most dangerous area in the south of Carry City. Hello, leader. A young man in his 30s ran out of the bunker. He was much older than Jiang Chen, but he was very reserved in front of Jiang Chen, like a shy little girl. Call me Brother Jiang. You are Captain Zhang, right? Call all the brothers. I'm here to bring you food. Jiang Chen's deep truck was filled with food that Jiang Chen brought from the municipal canteen, and much of this food was still hot. In addition, the fitness ring brought them half a truck of water, and Jiang Chen also brought them 2 boxes of wine and more than a dozen cigarettes. It is very hard and lonely to be an assistant in the desert, and only these supplies can slightly relieve their fatigue. Thank you, Brother Jiang. Thank you, Brother Jiang. When Captain Zhang heard that there was water, he was so excited that he seemed to be a different person. Indeed, the most lacking thing in their village is water. They lie in the dry and hot desert every day, and when they are thirsty, they even want to drink their own urine. Not to mention the cool mineral water. Captain, Brother Jiang specially came to spend the night with us. After the squad leader finished speaking, Captain Zhang glared at him and said, "What did I tell you? Our place is dangerous, don't you know? If something goes wrong with the leader later, I will ask you." Captain Zhang whispered, and soon more than 100 soldiers had already lined up. After more than 100 soldiers stood up, Jiang Chen was very satisfied looking at their neat battles and sturdy figures. He wanted this kind of troops that can come and fight at any time, especially the arrogance and murderousness of this army, which made Jiang Chen know that they are definitely not a useless army. Jiang Chen walked over and shook hands with each soldier. Jiang Chen's arrival already made the soldiers in the remote area feel very excited. In particular, Jiang Chen shook hands with each soldier, which moved the soldiers to tears. After shaking hands, Jiang Chen asked everyone to move all the supplies from the truck. The citizens wiped their tears while helping Jiang Chen bring the supplies. This harmonious atmosphere did not end until a bomb exploded not far from the truck. Bandits, take cover. Boom. That was the sound of a rocket launcher. The rocket launcher directly overturned the truck, and the water in the truck just splashed on the ground. A group of soldiers saw the water splashing down. They crawled over desperately, opened their mouths, and drank the water on the ground that had not yet entered the mud. After the squad leader kicked them a few times, the soldiers ran back to the bunker with their guns on their backs. Damn it, I knew they would come. Brothers, they dared to fire at the leader. Let's kill them today. The company commander shouted, and a group of people fired their guns in the human body. Brother Jiang, hurry up and follow me. Let's hide in the bunker. After the squad leader in charge of Jiang Chen's guard said this, Jiang Chen shook his head. At this moment, if he wanted to hide like a mouse, he would not be Jiang Chen. Who is coming? The US Army or the Rosa Army? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the squad leader and several soldiers blocked in front of Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen pushed them behind him. Chapter 752, Warlords in the Buffer Zone. In terms of reaction ability, even the most elite soldiers here are no match for Jiang Chen. After Jiang Chen pushed the squad leader and others away, he snatched a submachine gun from a soldier, and then rushed to a dilapidated corner facing the south and squatted down. From the corner, he could see the situation in the desert from afar. At this moment, there were scattered troops of nearly a few hundred people in the desert. It was a bit inappropriate to call them troops, because this group of people did not have uniform clothing. They were wearing all kinds of clothes. Some of the better clothes were military uniforms, and some of the clothes were shabby, and they were refugees. But fortunately, they all had guns in their hands, and most of these guns were old-fashioned AK rifles. Da. When a group of bandit soldiers rushed towards the village, the Steel Knife Company took advantage of the wall and launched the most violent counterattack. The flames continued, and rocket launchers were fired from the opposite side from time to time, and explosions also sounded from time to time in the corner of the wall. The 7th Company was also not polite, and soon 2 tanks drove out of the village. The tank aimed at the rocket launcher in the distance and fired a shot. A huge noise was heard in the desert, and a piece of yellow sand flew up, and a person was thrown into the sky in an instant. The vanguard of the enemy was quickly suppressed by the garrison of Sangang village. Jiang Chen thought they would retreat, but what Jiang Chen did not expect was that this group of people, like fearless ants, only rushed forward, not caring about their own lives. The first wave of people had almost fallen down when they were close to Sangang village. Then the second wave of people quickly rushed over from all over the desert, and this time these people were more terrifying. There were people all over the mountains and plains, and they surrounded them from all directions. It seemed that they were like a flooding beast, and Sangang village was like a small boat in this vast ocean. Send a signal flare. After Captain Zhang said this, a colorful firework soon rose up in Sangang village. After the fireworks exploded, they illuminated the entire Sangang village. This dilapidated Sangang village, which had lost even the roof, no longer had any civilians. "Why didn't you call?" Jiang Chen asked. The company commander hiding on the other side of the wall was shocked to see Jiang Chen coming. Of course, he was more panicked than scared. Jiang Chen is not an ordinary person. He is the leader of the entire Sahara region and their spiritual symbol. If Jiang Chen has a problem with him, he will be blamed, even if he dies 100 times or 1000 times. "Brother Jiang, why are you here? Zioliu, what's wrong with you?" After talking to Jiang Chen's guards, Jiang Chen waved his hand and said, "It has nothing to do with him. I asked to come here. Also, don't protect me like a child. When I founded the Sahara Legion, and when I fought Sac City, I was always on the front line." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the company command looked behind him. There was no way to retreat behind Jiang Chen. There was a large open space behind Jiang Chen. If he ran back from the corner at this moment, he would only become a target for others' guns. Moreover, Sangang village is not a big place to begin with, and because of the desert, they cannot really build a base here. So even if Jiang Chen ran back to the bunker in Sangang village, when a large number of people from the opposite side surrounded him, it would be difficult to defend the bunker if the reinforcement could not arrive. "Brother Jiang, we have no signal here. We are all desert here, a deadly desert. The last time the people from the communication company came, they tried several times, but they could not build a signal base here." After the company commander finished speaking, Jiang Chen finally understood. Fighting here, all modern weapons and equipment are useless. So this place is a place where life and death are at stake. When the enemy comes, they can only go with guns, and any missiles, airplanes, etc. will become a joke here. When will the reinforcement arrive? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the company commander looked up at the sky, and then he looked at his watch. This time is the time when each unit changes its guard, so it will take at least an hour for you and Jun to arrive. We must hold on for an hour. Company Commander Zhang has been dealing with these people for a long time, and these people have long understood the details of Kari City. Who are these people? Search. A bullet hit the mound above Jiang Chen's head with a bang. A large area of soil was built on the land, and the soil was scattered all over Jiang Chen's head. Seeing this, Captain Zhang hurriedly took off his helmet and threw it towards Jiang Chen. This time Jiang Chen did not refuse, because Jiang Chen knew that if he did not wear a helmet, Captain Zhang would be more worried. Worrying about others on the battlefield may cost you your life. After Jiang Chen quickly put on his helmet, he picked up his submachine gun and fired a burst of bullets at the outside of the wall. After this burst of bullets, 3 or 4 soldiers who had just rushed to the wall fell down directly. Brother Jiang, they are bandits in this area. After Captain Zhang finished speaking, a huge grenade was thrown from a distance. Before the grenade landed, Jiang Chen took off his helmet and hit it back with a bang. The treacherous minister now has a very good sixth sense. Even if a bullet flies towards it, Jiang Chen has the confidence to dodge it. Not to mention such a big grenade. After Jiang Chen fired the grenade back, Captain Zhang and the others were stunned. He had only seen such a fierce operation in anti-Japanese dramas. He never thought that someone in real life could do it. Brother Jiang, you are really like a god. In the past, they all called Jiang Chen the god of the desert. At first, the captain thought it was a kind of worship. This was a worship of the person who developed a method to grow plants in the desert. But after seeing Jiang Chen's bravery and responsibility today, Captain Zhang, who graduated from a regular college, also began to worship Jiang Chen inexplicably. Stop flattering me. How could there be so many bandits in life? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Captain Zhang also sighed. Jiang Chen had seen bandits. Generally, there were only a few hundred bandits in the desert. Their weapons and equipment were very poor, and some bandits even lived a life of robbery with knives. When Salmon City was not yet established, there were many bandits in the north of the grassland. Jiang Chen followed the Sahara group to suppress bandits several times, so he knew a lot about bandits. It's not that they are bandits. They are a special army of the Akhanet. To be precise, they are a special warlord. They do not submit to the Akhenaten government supported by the United States, nor are they willing to unite with the local armed forces supported by the Rosa. They are a free army. They mainly control the northeastern part of the Akhenaten. They are the buffer warlords between the government army and the non-government army. After Captain Zhang finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned. This kind of person has no grudges against him, but now he comes to provoke him. Does he think he is not as powerful as the United States and the Rosa? Chapter 753, The Consequences of Challenging Me. Jiang Chen always hated people who were looking for trouble. Moreover, they were an independent armed force, which was equivalent to inviting him to war. As the saying goes, it is impolite not to reciprocate. Since you have come to my door, how can I still stick my face out to you? Since they are an independent armed force, they dare to attack Kari City. We will destroy them all today. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Captain Zhang didn't know how to answer. His mission was to defend Sangang village. Every time this group of people came to attack Sangang village, they were only responsible for counter-attacking, and then waited for the arrival of reinforcement to drive them away. As for attacking their base, it seemed that they had never received such an order. Brother Jiang, I heard from the people above that Future City has no intention of wiping them out. Future City wants this warlord to serve as a buffer zone between us and the United States and Rosa. So we will give them some food and drink from time to time. I think this is also the reason why they always come to provoke us. After Captain Zhang finished speaking, the squad leader behind Jiang Chen also said, they came to fight us this time. It must be because they have no food. This behavior of this group of warlords has been going on for a long time. Whenever they have nothing to eat, they will come in groups to attack Kari City. After the battle started, they will send people to negotiate with Kari City. And the result of the negotiation must be that Kari City will give them some food and water in order not to affect their own factories. After all, compared to those food and water, the safety of thousands of companies in Kari City is the most important. After the two people finished talking, Jiang Chen in the car suddenly thought of the ancient Chinese country. They always yearn for peace, so he has always been tolerant of the people in the northern grasslands. But this kind of tolerance will only make others despise you more, and this kind of tolerance will only make others think you are incompetent. Hit them. Hit them hard this time. Hit them in their lair, until they never dare to step into Kari City again. Some people will only be afraid of you if they see how powerful your fist is. You want him to be grateful to you blindly. Dream on. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Captain Zhang and others were immediately excited. They had long been worried about the compromising behavior of the leaders of Future City and Kari City. In the eyes of these military generals, it was simply a humiliation to them. Hit them. We should have beaten them a long time ago. Our armed forces are so strong. Are we still afraid of these damn bandits? After Captain Zhang finished speaking, he felt that it was time to launch a charge. If nothing else, just for the fact that he had been guarding Sangang village for 2 years and eating dirt, he would beat these bastards to death. Charge. All troops, attack. The leader has spoken. Hammer to death. Charge. Damn it. Damn it, they've taken all my water away. This time, I'll beat them to death. After a group of soldiers finished speaking, they rushed out from the trenches. On weekdays, their mission was to defend and not attack, but now they could go out and fight. Who the hell would be afraid of a man with an axe? Charge. After a group of people jumped up, they fired their submachine guns in the night. This submachine gun was the first batch of submachine guns produced by Jiang Chen's military factory. It had higher accuracy, faster firing rate, and a much higher firing range than before. In addition, the 4 tanks in the city also drove out of the village. The tanks roared, and the armored vehicles and trucks loaded with heavy machine guns behind the tanks rushed towards the sand dunes. Da 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 da. The heavy machine gun roared with death, and grenades were thrown forward, like they were free. The sand and soil that blew up was like a sandstorm. The soldiers of Shangba followed the armored vehicles and heavy machine gun trucks and charged forward. The bandits holding axes were instantly confused. They had participated in the attack on Sangang village countless times, and this was the first time they encountered such a large-scale resistance. Moreover, the firepower equipment of the opposite side was too high. Of course, what made them feel even more terrible was that the combat effectiveness of the Steel Knife Company was too strong. Ding ding ding. The bullets hit the soldiers of the Steel Knife Company, and the bulletproof vests on the soldiers blocked the AK bullets very well. The bullets hit the soldiers' helmets, which were specially made by the Sagan group. This kind of helmet is difficult to blow up, even if you blow it up with a bomb, let alone the bullets of the bandits. After a group of people charged, the first batch of bandits who rushed over were quickly wiped out. When Captain Zhang and Jiang Chen led their men to the enemy crowd half a mile away, Jiang Chen was stunned. Because those bandits half a mile away didn't even have a gun in their hands. These were bandits. The people in front were charging with guns. After they died, the people behind picked up their guns and continued to rush forward. This time, Jiang Chen shot them directly, and they didn't even have a chance to pick up their guns. Kill. Don't leave any alive. Jiang Chen gave an order, and the heavy machine gun on the tank started to rattle. When the heavy machine gun sounded, the crowds on the opposite side fell down instantly. Seeing this, the other bandits ran back to their nest, but this group of people was too thin. They were all a group of people who dig for food in the desert. Now that nothing can be grown in the desert, they are all very thin. In addition, they consumed a lot of physical strength running from the base to Kari City, so it was not so easy to run back. Kill. No one is left alive. After Captain Zhang gave the order, the strong soldiers of the 7th Company, under the cover of the armored vehicles, mercilessly killed the bandits one by one. The battle continued under the moonlight, but it was a one-sided battle. Jiang Chen could be said to have experienced the meaning of a crushing defeat. As soon as the bandit army in front of him retreated, the bandit army behind him ran away directly. Jiang Chen sat in an armored vehicle and chased for several hours. After dawn, the last few dozen soldiers who ran into the valley fell to the ground with a plop, exhausted. Their base camp was in front, and these bandit troops were hiding in the desert and were difficult to find. But someone led the way for him, which really saved Jiang Chen a lot of trouble. There was a gate in the valley, and several tanks were parked at the gate. These tanks were old tanks from World War II, and there were many patrolling soldiers around the tanks. These soldiers were also wearing tattered cotton clothes, and they wore scarves on their heads. They looked much stronger than those who attacked the city of Kari. When the gatekeepers saw the tanks coming from the opposite side, they hurriedly raised their guns and aimed at the tanks. The people next to the tank also hurriedly opened the cover and jumped in. With a loud bang, as soon as they jumped in, their tank was pierced by an armor-piercing shell. How could this Central Asian tank from World War II beat the super tank of 2028? With a bang, the tank on the opposite side hit the tank of the 7th Company. But the shell only tickled the Sahara Tiger tank. This tank made of Sahara steel is difficult to penetrate even with armor-piercing shells. Not to mention the tanks of the Akhenaten during World War II. Chapter 754, Battle of the Canyon. The battle to defend the city gate ended quickly with the tanks bombarding each other. After the gate of the valley was blown open, a large number of people suddenly poured out of the valley. At this moment, not only in the valley, but also on the hills and ravines, people came out everywhere. In order to avoid the scorching sun during the day and the cold at night, these rebels even hollowed out the two large hills. With the appearance of a large number of bandits, Jiang Chen knew that they were alone and deep in the enemy's territory. This is really a taboo in military strategy, but now he has committed it. Retreat, Jiang Chen said, and the tanks and armored vehicles began to slowly retreat. However, the bandits on the opposite side did not seem to have any intention of letting Jiang Chen go. More and more people blocked behind Jiang Chen, and they dug all the sand piles behind Jiang Chen into big pits. If Jiang Chen retreated further, all the armored vehicles, trucks, and tanks would be stuck. They walked forward, and the valley in front was the enemy's base camp. This is a free army that can travel between the United States and the Rosa Kingdom. It is conceivable that their strength will not be that weak. Brother Jiang, what should we do? After Captain Zhang finished speaking, he fired another volley of bullets from the armored vehicle. These volleys of bullets quickly suppressed the bandit army that wanted to rush over. But if they continue to waste time like this, their bullets will eventually run out, and then they will be trapped. Save bullets and wait for reinforcement. Jiang Chen asked the soldiers on the truck. to use the truck as a cover for defense, and the armored vehicles and tanks formed a circle with the trucks. This circle is their temporary base. Jiang Chen's firepower is very strong, and it is impossible for the opponent to eat up his family in one bite. So after the rebels besieged for nearly half an hour, they finally stopped the attack, after leaving hundreds of corpses. Brother Jiang, they want to wait for the midday sun to get hot, and then burn us to death. After the enemy stopped attacking, Captain Zhang quickly saw their intentions. This group of people is very cunning. Needless to say, they must have set their sights on the tanks and armored vehicles that Jiang Chen was sitting on. When will the reinforcement from the base arrive? They don't know where we are. The sandstorms will cover us wherever we go, so we have to wait. This group of desert bandits live in the desert like mice. They can survive winter storms again and again, which shows that they still have their own ways. So if the reinforcement can't find them this time, it is very likely that Jiang Chen and these more than 100 soldiers will be reimbursed here. I'll send them the location. Jiang Chen took out his mobile phone after he finished speaking. He was so busy fighting that he forgot that his mobile phone had a signal. Jiang Chen called Xiaomar directly after he finished speaking. At this moment, Xiaomar was already as anxious as an ant on a hot pot. As soon as he woke up and heard that Jiang Chen went to Sangang village, he knew that something was wrong. He hurriedly took people to Sangang village to pick Jiang Chen up, but when he arrived at Sangang village, there was no one in Sangang village. Hey, Jiang, where are you? Xiaomar on the other end was almost crying with anxiety. If Jiang Chen got into trouble here, he might really be sentenced to death by the future. I'll send you the satellite location and organize the coalition forces to attack the enemy's lair, Jiang Chen said, and directly sent his current location to Xiaomar using the Sahara map. Xiaomar did not dare to delay. After receiving the location, he first took out the old map of the Akhenaten and then determined Jiang Chen's location according to the scale. After the location was determined, Xiaomar hurriedly asked the long-awaited coalition forces to go out. It is more than 100 miles from Kari City to the canyon, where Jiang Chen is located. This 100-mile road requires crossing nearly 1,000 sand dunes. After Xiaomar set off with nearly 700 people from Kari City, a number of Kari City Air Force fighters also took off. The Kari City coalition forces have a total of more than 2,400 people. They have more than 100 armored vehicles and tanks, 13 armed helicopters, 22 fighters, and 10 bombers. The Kari City troops are another super base in the south, second only to the Kani Valley military base. In the Bandit Army Valley, the sun is getting hotter and hotter, and the daytime temperature in the desert can reach more than 60 degrees. Even eggs sprinkled on an armored vehicle can be fried. Not to mention the people who were exposed to the sun in the desert. Jiang Chen's troops, nearly 90 people, had no water in the desert, and the hot sun made their skin crack. Especially when the dry desert wind blew. Even if you hid under the truck, you would feel like sitting in a furnace. Brother Jiang, they are charging again. Jiang Zhen originally thought that they wanted to defeat him with the scorching sun at noon, but it seemed that these people were also afraid that if the war dragged on too long, it would attract reinforcement from Kari City. So they prepared to fight quickly. Commando idols, like a tide, rushed towards Jiang Chen. This was already Jiang Chen, and I don't know how many waves of attacks they had repelled. He only knew that the barrels of the submachine guns in his hands were so hot that they jammed. The barrels were too hot, so several people took off their pants and urinated to cool it down. As soon as the temperature dropped here, Jiang Chen found that they had very few bullets left. When they rushed out of Sangang village, they didn't bring many bullets, so the lack of bullets became the second most difficult problem they encountered after the heat. Brother Jiang, the bullets of the heavy machine gun are all used up. Brother Jiang, there are only a few shells left in the tank. Brother Jiang, we will cover you. You take the armored vehicle. Hold on. Xiaomar and the others will be here soon. Among all the people, only Jiang Chen was the calmest, because Jiang Chen knew that once the opponent forced him into a desperate situation, he would use his secret weapon. Although he didn't want others to know about this weapon, after all, it was too abnormal to plant something out of thin air. Brother Jiang, don't worry, as long as we have a breath left, we will never let them touch you. After the squad leader finished speaking, he installed a bayonet on the submachine gun. They all knew that the 7th Company was at the end of its strength, but the opponent was not much better. The main forces of the Free Army stationed in this valley went to attack Sangang village, and Captain Zhang was sure that those main forces were almost all written off in Sangang village. So although there are many people in this valley, there are only a few who actually have weapons and ammunition. And after their dozens of attacks, who knows how many weapons have fallen to the ground. So if they rush over again now, the worst that can happen is a hand-to-hand fight. And speaking of hand-to-hand fight, the 7th Company is not afraid of them at all. Although the 7th Company is very short of water, the Sahara group has never lacked food. So if it comes to hand fight, those Freedom Army soldiers who look tall but skinny are definitely no match for the well-trained Sahara Corps. Put on bayonets, and fight them hand to hand when they rush over. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 755, Who is afraid of whom in hand-to-hand combat? After the order to put on the bayonet was issued, Jiang Chen also pulled out a dagger from his trouser leg. This dagger could pierce even ordinary enemy tanks, let alone those people. Kill. The sun was getting hotter and hotter. The first wave of free soldiers who rushed to the truck waved their machetes and other things at Jiang Chen and his men. The commanders here also saw that Jiang Chen and his men had no bullets, so they also put away the extremely precious bullets. They, the free soldiers, can't compare with the Sahara Corps. The Sahara group has its own arsenal, and they also import weapons from China and Europe. The weapons and ammunition of the free soldiers are extremely scarce, and they have no aid, so their bullets are one less. Especially now that the Rosa and the United States have temporarily ceased fighting, the free soldiers have no place to rob arms. Kill. A soldier picked up a submachine gun and rushed over with a shot, directly knocking down a bandit. Others rushed over, and the two sides started a hand-to-hand fight on the truck. Blood kept dripping from the truck, and the ground was dyed red. This wave of fighting lasted for nearly 10 minutes, and Jiang Chen didn't know how many people he had stabbed to death with a dagger in his hand. He only knew that there were hundreds of soldiers rushing towards them in the distance. They seemed to have poked a huge hornet's nest. Indeed, the valley they attacked was the largest military base in the north of the Free Army. This military base was stationed with nearly 2,000 people, and Omura, the number 2 figure of the Free Army, was stationed here. Brother Jiang, retreat. Omura saw that too many people died in the hand-to-hand combat, so he commanded people to attack with guns. Gunshots rang out, and people kept falling to the ground. Soldiers now have no choice. If you want to be safe, you must wear thick bulletproof vests. But after you put on the bulletproof vest, the hot desert sun will quickly dehydrate you and kill you. So many soldiers took off their bulletproof vests, and after taking off the bulletproof vests, you can't stop other people's bullets. As more and more frontline soldiers fell, a grenade exploded in the car shock in Jiang Chen. The grenade overturned a truck, and after the truck turned over, it tore a hole for the free soldiers. With this hole, Jiang Chen's defense line was gone. Seeing that the situation was hopeless, Jiang Chen was ready to use his black technology. Just as Jiang Chen took out his mobile phone and prepared to plant a row of trees densely, there was a buzzing sound in the sky. After the sound, several fighters dived directly towards the desert. After the fighters were replenished, the machine guns on the fighters also started to rattle. Boom boom. Missiles on the fighters exploded in the valley one by one. After the fighters flew over the valley, they returned from the sky. The entire valley was already covered with yellow sand at this moment. The flying yellow sand looked like the tragic scene when a winter storm came. Plane. Our air force is coming. Captain Zhang shouted, waving the shovel in his hand and slashing at the soldiers rushing over. That was the fighter planes from the border flying over. They were so scared that they scattered in all directions. These people knew that they had been discovered. They were an army that couldn't even have an AK for every man, so how could they resist the fighter planes in the sky? The fighter planes flew over, and then the bombers began to bomb the entire valley. Boom boom boom. The two sides of the valley were full of mud and rock flows that had collapsed. Those who hadn't had time to hide in the caves were instantly blown into meat patties. Those who hid in the caves could only tremble in the caves. Buzz buzz buzz. A combat helicopter landed not far from Jiang Chen. Before landing, the Gatling machine gun on the combat helicopter launched a fierce attack on the bandit army that surrounded Jiang Chen. When the bombers dispersed, the entire canyon base had already become a ruin. Brother Jiang, we are here to pick you up. Xiomar on the helicopter ran over with a nervous look on his face. He was relieved when he saw that Jiang Chen was fine. When will the follow-up troops arrive? Half an hour, just half an hour. Our armored vehicle troops will be here. Don't worry, Jiang Chen. This time we will definitely tear these 3 soldiers into pieces. Xiomar said, and he issued a new round of attack orders. Isn't it true? This bunch of bastards almost made him lose his head. Can he spare them? The second round of attack ordered by Xiomar was very simple. They had their own methods to deal with these rats hiding in the caves. These methods were very harmful, throwing gas bombs into the caves, or spraying fire into the caves. When Jiang Chen was about to board the helicopter, a soil hole not far away suddenly opened. A person came out of the soil hole, and Jiang Chen's back was covered with cold sweat. Fortunately, there was no soil hole where he was, otherwise if someone came out of the hole and shot him, it would be enough for Jiang Chen to eat a pot. Surrender. We are willing to surrender. After the first round of attacks, the base stationed in the valley could not bear it. Of course, more importantly, they were discovered. What does it mean that their base, which they had spent so much money and manpower to build, was discovered? It means that they either have to move or be uprooted. Speaking of moving, they haven't moved to their new home in this desert yet. By the time they move to their new home, they will probably all die of thirst here. Therefore, before the other side completely captured the valley base, the smart base commander began to surrender. Half an hour later, the mechanical troops of Kari City had arrived at the canyon. Omura, the highest commander of the Canyon Freedom Army, appeared in front of Jiang Chen with more than 1,000 people. These 3 soldiers looked like beggars in front of Jiang Chen's mechanized troops. We surrender. Jiang Chen didn't want to accept Omura's surrender, but it must be said that as a manager, he must start from the interests. He should have passed the age of acting on impulse. Fight when there is nothing to eat, and surrender when you can't win. Do you think that, if you do this, I will be teased by you like a fool again and again? Jiang Chen stood on the tank. Although Omura was tall, he had to raise his head if he wanted to see Jiang Chen. We are really desperate, and we don't want to attack Kari City. As long as you accept our surrender, we are willing to supply you with our oil base. If you give us food, we will give you oil. If you protect our safety, we will disband our armed forces. After Omura finished speaking, the translator beside him quickly translated for Jiang Chen. When it comes to oil, Jiang Chen frowned. You have oil here? Chapter 756, Malacca Plains. This valley was originally called Malacca City. This is the oil field in the north of our Akhenet. After the desert arrived, Malacca City became a desert. All of us are the survivors of Malacca City. We all know about the oil bases in Malacca City. We are here to protect our oil. After Omura finished speaking, Jiang Chen forgot to ask the people behind him. It was really difficult to manage these people moving in the desert. And the most important point is that this desert is not under his jurisdiction. If he swallowed these people forcefully, the system might punish him. Of course, more importantly, leaving this group of people as a buffer zone, he can resist the invasion of Rosa and the United States very well. When Kari City has its own buffer zone, Kari City can become stronger and bigger and build more factories. Of course, Jiang Chen can also use the oil in Malacca City and other places to build an oil base. Don't underestimate oil. Its role is not only to refuel cars. Oil can be refined into many things. Oil is also a product of the chemical industry. It can make solvents, fertilizers, pesticides, and plastics. Therefore, if we can control Malacca in our own hands, it will be the best help to Kari City both militarily and economically. How many people are left in your free army? Including the joint forces of several other military bases, we still have at least 10,000 people in the free army. After Omera finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded and began to think 10,000 people is not a small number. If he provides them with weapons and equipment, and if he controls their daily necessities, they can completely control the entire Marker City. I allow you to surrender, but I have a prerequisite. First of all, you must recruit all the other free army soldiers, that is, you must become their leader. In addition, we will station troops in the newly built Marker City. The garrison will protect all our rights in Marker City. In addition to the garrison, the oil mining rights of Marker City will be handed over to us. Of course, in return, I will provide you with living water and food, and of course I can also provide you with weapons and equipment. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Omera hesitated. He must have no objection to handing over the oil management rights in exchange for water and food. But he couldn't really do it by asking him to annex other free army. I agree to all other conditions. As long as we can survive and stay in our homeland, everything is fine. But with our current strength, I can't become the leader of the free army at all. Omera now has only more than 2,000 people, and only more than 500 of them can really fight. Even if this number of people meets Jiankara, the fourth figure of the free army, they will be beaten up, not to mention other personnel. After the city is built, you have money, water, bread, and bullets, they will come to you. You are such a fool. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Omera scratched his head and laughed. That's right, if Jiang Chen could really give him these, would he still worry that his companions would not come all the way to him? Once Jiang Chen said his conditions, Omera had no choice, because he was now a prisoner and Jiang Chen could take his life at any time. If I accept your appointment, what is the difference between me and the student army and the Ahan army? After thinking for a long time, Omera asked again. The reason why a free army like them chooses freedom is that they don't want to be controlled by others. Speaking of the difference, Jiang Chen laughed. Let me briefly tell you the most core difference. If you don't follow me, I will help you build your home. Just like Sac City, what kind of life did Sac City live before it became independent? What kind of life do the people of Sac City live now? The Ahan army and the student army followed the Rosa Kingdom and the United States. What did they really do to help them? Think about it yourself. As a leader, you are also a person with brains. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, when he mentioned Sac City, Omera and others' eyes lit up instantly. Now Sac City is simply a paradise for desert peoples. There are tens of millions of people there, and there is endless bread and water. There are also high-rise buildings there. Even before the Sahara Desert annexed Central Asia, there were no such prosperous cities in this area. So when Sac City was mentioned, Omera and others instantly decided to follow Jiang Chen. Okay, we will also call you leader. If you can make our city as beautiful as Sac City, you will be our god. After the conditions were agreed, the next thing was very simple. Omera took Jiang Chen to see their oil field, which had long been covered by an endless desert. However, in the vast desert, Jiang Chen saw pieces of exposed steel ruins. This piece of steel ruins is the oil field of Malacca City. Before the desert annexed Malacca, this oil field had nearly 10,000 workers at its peak. Desert God, this is where our oil field is located. But it is almost impossible to rebuild this oil field. After Omera finished speaking, Jiang Chen stood on a high sand dune. He looked up and looked into the distance. Under a golden sunset, a piece of city ruins half buried in the sea of sand appeared in the south of the oil field. Some of the high-rise buildings were half exposed, and some were inverted into triangles. The streets had long disappeared, but the outline of the city was still clearly visible. Brother Jiang is in Malacca City. Before the desert was rampant, Malacca City was still a large city. Xiomar is a mayor who has studied the Akhenaten very well. When the desert began to spread from the Mediterranean to Central Asia, many people followed it and evacuated from the center of the desert to the edge little by little. At that time, Malacca City received nearly millions of refugees. These refugees made Malacca City prosperous, but now the refugees have evacuated to more distant places, and the prosperity of Malacca City has disappeared. A very good city. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Omera proudly stood up straight. Respected desert god, if we can become an oasis here, those refugees will come back. We can also create a brand new Malacca City. Omera is a very patriotic and ambitious person, otherwise there would not be so many people around him. It's really a good place, but it's impossible to build this city now. It costs too much. But I can help you rebuild a city next to the city. Chapter 757. Rebuilding Malacca Plan. Speaking of rebuilding Malacca City, Omara became excited. If Malacca City can be rebuilt, then their nation may be able to rejuvenate in Malacca City. From now on, they will never become a wandering nation again. Dear God, as long as you can help us rebuild the city, we are willing to pay all the costs. After Omara finished speaking, he bowed down devoutly. Jiang Chen is the desert god who can create a city. Those who live in the sand are the most aware of the news that he can create a city, so even meeting Jiang Chen is their honor. Not to mention Jiang Chen's promise to build a city for them. The city is easy to build. Omara, do you know how difficult it is to run a city? You often only see the glory in front of you, but you don't know that, even if the city is built, as long as there are no people or the economy can't keep up, then this city that costs hundreds of billions will be wasted. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Omara was even more excited when he heard that Jiang Chen would spend hundreds of billions to build a city here. Not to mention the country of Rosa, even the powerful United States can't spend even tens of billions to help others. The United States came only for the resources of the planet, so he didn't care about the lives of the locals. Respected desert god, there is a huge copper mine in the canyon east of Malacca City, where we are. In addition, there are iron mines on the Kingshan in the southeast of Malacca, and there are Qingjingang mines in the south. None of our mines have been mined. If Malacca can be rebuilt, we are willing to give you the mining rights of these mines. Afghanistan has the world's third largest copper belt, the richest lithium mine, and the fifth largest iron mine. What Jiang Chen needs most now is iron ore, because the Sahara Steel Group is accepting orders from all walks of life in the world, and the Sahara region itself does not produce mines. Of course, there are still very rich mineral deposits buried underground in the Sahara region, and according to the Environmental Protection Law, these mineral deposits are prohibited from mining. If that's the case, I can try to help you build a new city. However, this city will be managed by our people and you who will form a new parliament. I can guarantee that your people can be leaders forever. In addition, you are responsible for recruiting all the talents and workers who are stranded outside. I will be responsible for feeding them. In addition, this old city of Malacca will be assigned to the Sahara group. If Malacca City wants to survive, it is far from enough to rely on mining alone. He also has to develop tourism. Malacca has almost no tourism resources. In addition to this city that is half submerged in the desert, it can barely build a 5-level super scenic spot. The rest are really a mess. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he gave Omara another half an hour to think. If Omara agreed, Jiang Chen would let him go and then cooperate with him to build Malacca City. If Omara disagreed, Jiang Chen would give up the construction of Malacca City and vigorously build Kari City. 10 minutes later, after Omara communicated with his accomplices, they decided to accept Jiang Chen's commission on behalf of the Free Army. So Jiang Chen recognized Omara as the highest administrative chief of Malacca City and the supreme leader of the Free Army. In addition, Jiang Chen promoted the brave Captain Zhang to be the general supervisor of the Free Army in Malacca City. Zhang Taizhang was responsible for the training and armed supply of the Free Army. In addition, in order to better build Malacca City, Jiang Chen decided to promote Xiaomar, who knew the Akhenaten very well, as the executive deputy mayor of Malacca City. In return for the surrender of the Free Army, Jiang Chen decided to provide each family of the Free Army with a house for free in the newly built city. After everything was settled, Omara signed an agreement with Jiang Chen on behalf of the Free Army. After the agreement was signed, the city would be built. Speaking of building a city, Jiang Chen needed time to plan, so he sent the Free Army to Kari City with the United Army. These United Army will receive new training in Kari City, and then they will receive various weapons developed by the Sahara military factory that are suitable for desert combat. Of course, in order to make Omara and his backbone personnel loyal to him, he insisted that they also took all their children and families to Sac City. Their children will study in Sac City, and the education in Sac City is loyal to the education of the desert god, so this subtle influence will have a huge impact on the future of Malacca City. In addition, Jiang Chen is also going to write Malacca City into the textbooks of the future city area, so that every future adult will know that Malacca City is a city built by the future city. That is the place they paid blood and life for, and they do not allow anyone to trample on their freedom, prosperity, and democracy. Of course, Jiang Chen's current task is much more difficult. When everyone left, Jiang Chen turned on his mobile phone. His mobile phone cannot be planted in cities or areas that are not under his jurisdiction, but since Sahara signed a commission agreement with him, then he has the right to build and manage the Sahara area, so its system is effective here. It's really a peace-loving system. Jiang Chen smiled and began to plan. The new Sahara is Jiang Chen, who plans to build it in the middle of the 3 major mineral deposits. This place is not far from Kari City. To the west of the city is the old city of Malacca, where Jiang Chen will build a 5-star super scenic spot. As long as this scenic spot is handed over to the Sahara Group for management, with the Sahara Group's extremely high popularity and very mature experience in operating scenic spots, it will not be difficult to promote this scenic spot. The south of the city is the famous copper mine. At the copper mine, Jiang Chen will build a copper mining base. The copper mining base will be built into the Malacca Copper Mining Group. To the east of the city, there is an iron mine, which can just build an iron mine base. The iron mine base will be managed by the newly established Malacca Iron Mining Group. In addition, the Sahara Steel Group will also set up a branch in the iron mine base. In addition, there is an oil mine located in the north of the city. Jiang Chen will build an oil company to manage the oil mine. Jiang Chen has a hunch that, after he completes the construction of the future city area, the future city area may be locked, and his system will be invalid here. Once the system passes the urban construction protection zone, the oil in Sahara's major gas stations will be gone. At that time, the oil in Malacca can be purified and transported to the entire Sahara area and even all over China. This is why Jiang Chen is willing to spend so much money to build Malacca City. Of course, there are more reasons than just this one. Why did the Akanad become the object of competition among various countries? That is because its geographical location is too special. If it does not occupy a favorable position in this struggle, it will not only be unable to continue to expand, but it may even be blocked by others in a desert. Chapter 758 Borrowing money to build a city. The construction of Malacca City is imminent. After planning the location of the city, the next step is to raise money and build it. Speaking of raising money, it is now the end of the year, when major companies will distribute dividends. If things go as expected, Jiang Chen will get at least tens of billions of dividends. After all, Jiang Chen controls too many companies and cities, but this money is far from enough to build Malacca City. So Jiang Chen is going to go back and hold a meeting of senior managers from the entire group and the entire city. This time he will borrow money from all Sahara employees and executives. After thinking of a solution, Jiang Chen directly planted hundreds of desert bulldozers, desert excavators and desert rollers at the new address of Malacca City he selected. After these large machines were planted, Jiang Chen directly called the Sac City Construction Company. After instructing the Sac City Construction Company to take over the construction site of Malacca City, Jiang Chen directly planted a road from Malacca City to the Kari City subway station. From the desert to Kari City, and then from Kari City to Sac City. The daytime heat has disappeared, and Sac City is still a little cold, because of the improved environment. From Malacca to Sac City, Jiang Chen seemed to have gone directly from summer to the cold winter. So the moment he arrived in Sac City, Jiang Chen had another bold idea in his mind. This close seasonal contrast is definitely another major selling point for tourism. But now is not the time to talk about selling points. As soon as he arrived in Sac City, Jiang Chen's phone was bombarded with calls from Li Yiren. Of course, Jiang Chen did not let others tell Li Yiren that he went to the desert to fight. He just told Li Yiren that he went to Kari City to meet his former good colleagues and had a good time. He drank a lot, so he stayed there for a few days. So what greeted him was a scolding from Li Yiren. Li Yiren taught Jiang Chen a lesson, saying that he was no longer the boy who could do whatever he wanted. Now is the end of the year. Sahara Group and various cities and departments need Jiang Chen to comfort them. Under Li Yiren's coercion, Jiang Chen can't be lazy at all. For a whole month, Jiang Chen walked in various dinner parties. When the new year was approaching, all the visits and condolences were finally completed. As soon as the visits and condolences were completed, Jiang Chen couldn't wait to borrow money from major executives and employees. After all, if you want to build Malacca City, it is not something that can be accomplished with tens of billions of dollars. Of course, he also promised the officers and people of Cary City that he would build Cary City together. In this way, with Cary City and Malacca City as the logistical support in the south, his Saga City area can develop steadily. Of course, if he wants to build 2 new cities after Cary City, the cost is really beyond his ability to bear. In winter, on a sunny afternoon, Jiang Chen first called Guanku and Zahedong and others over. In the exquisite villa beside the Cherry Blossom Avenue in the wooden house town, Kinana poured a cup of tea for several people. The courtyard exuded a fragrance of tea. Jiang Chen picked up the tea. It was rare for him to invite others to taste the tea carefully. Brother Jiang, what's the matter with you calling us brothers? Guanku and Zahedong have worked with Jiang Chen for a long time, so when Guanku saw that Jiang Chen invited them to taste tea instead of drinking, he knew that Jiang Chen must have something to do. Xian Zhen is not a verbose person, so when Guanku asked, he directly told them his thoughts. Old Guan and old Za, you two are my real right-hand men. Today I have something I want to discuss with you two, and ask for your opinions. Brother Jiang, just tell me what it is. After Zahedong finished speaking, Zukin came out of the room. In just 2 years, her figure has become better. She has also changed from that immature student to the sexy and charming young lady today. Mayor, you came at the right time today. Here is a contract. I just need to find you to sign it. After Zukin finished speaking, she put a contract in front of Zahedong. When Zukin passed by Jiang Chen smelled an intoxicating fragrance. Why don't you start live streaming? You are now a superstar of Sahara, and even some first-line stars are as popular as you. Zukin gave Leo Zaya a termination contract of Sahara. Sisterly said that we are no longer suitable for doing things that are exposed to the public, so she contacted a university for me. When the next semester starts, I will go to teach at the school. Zukin finished speaking, and it was obvious that he was reluctant to give up the live broadcast industry. It must be said that she really can't compare with Li Yiren and Kinana, and even he can't compare with Sunmi. Li Yiren and Kinana have very wealthy families behind them. Sunmi's family not only does business, but also serves as an official in Beijing, so they all have money. But Zukin is different. Zukin's family is just an ordinary family, so she wants to earn money to support her family and her future family. Speaking of making money, it is obvious that being a teacher in a university is definitely not as profitable as being a star in Sahara. Isn't live streaming good? It's a different era now. It's not a bad thing to be in the limelight. And look at Brother Jiang. Brother Jiang often broadcasts live on our Sahara. Zahedong couldn't bear to let Zukin go. After all, Kinana had resigned from Sahara a month ago. If he let Zukin go again, the few superstars he cultivated at the beginning would all be gone. Live streaming is good, but Sister Yiren said that everyone who wants to enter the Jiang family must have a proper career. After all, you can't continue to live stream with a big belly after getting married and having children. Zukin was also helpless. She wanted to save up a fortune as a dowry. After all, whoever followed Jiang Chen had a family that contributed money and effort to the desert. Only she was the only one, so she always felt that she would be looked down upon by others. Especially after Kinana, who had always had a very good relationship with her, also resigned from Sahara. Zukin felt even more lonely. It's okay. If you like live streaming, just do it with me. I'll tell Li Yiren later, and she will never say anything bad about you again. Jiang Chen was still waiting to talk to Guanku and Zahedong, so he hurriedly agreed to Zukin. What happened between him, Zukin, and Li Yiren was just a family matter. Before the big event in Malacca City, all family matters were trivial. No, if you go and tell her, she will dislike me even more. It's just a job, not to mention that with my degree, I can directly teach at Future City University, which is already a very unexpected thing. Although Zukin graduated from the very famous University of New South, she only has a bachelor's degree after all. Future City University, a top university in the Saharan region, requires all teachers to be postdoctoral graduates from prestigious universities abroad. In order to allow Zukin to enter Future City University, Li Yiren did a lot of connections. In order to prevent others from talking about people who entered the Jiang family, Li Yiren even asked the School of Arts of Sahara University to award Zukin an honorary master's degree. It was precisely because of this academic qualification that Zukin was able to teach at Future City University. Chapter 759. Don't want the inheritance. Kill the fish to feed me. I have a good idea. You can teach at the university and live broadcast at the same time. A teacher from a famous university can teach dance live in the live broadcast room. This will definitely be supported by the people of our future city. After Zahedong finished speaking, Zukin looked back at Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen nodded at her. He didn't expect Zukin to make much money. After all, he was not a rich second generation who relied on women to kill fish to support him. Okay, the women of the Jiang family don't necessarily have to be in high positions. I hope you can really integrate into everyone's life. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Kinana also came over. Then I want to live broadcast with Sister Zhu too. Kinana has been bored for a while. Li Yiren wanted to arrange a job for her, but Kinana couldn't read a word. So after thinking about it, Li Yiren arranged for Kinana to work at the Wooden House Town Tourism Center. Kinana is a person who can't sit still. The kind of job that works from 9 to 5 and has nothing to do every day really makes Kinana bored every day. Why don't we let Anna go with me to Future City University? Anna is a very good folk dancer. She even performed at the Desert Ice Spring Music Festival last time, and the experts all said she was very good. After Zukin finished speaking, Jiang Chen felt a little embarrassed. Anna was a very good dancer, and she was also very beautiful. If she could be placed in a university, then all the universities in the Future City area would probably compete for her. After all, Anakin is now the rose goddess of the entire Southeast Asia region. Just this title, if any university gets her, the advertising effect will definitely not be achieved by TV ads. Megwan, what do you think? Jiang Chen didn't want to take this matter, because if Jiang Chen did so, the media would definitely accuse him of abusing his power for personal gain. But if the treacherous minister dragged this matter to Guanku, the effect would be different. After all, everyone would at most accuse Guanku of being a flatterer. Okay, I'll arrange this matter. After school starts, they can go to Future City University together. After settling the two people's affairs, Zukin and Kinana happily jumped up holding hands. After the two left, Jiang Chen started to talk about his business again. I have promised to build Kari City and Malacca City. Once these two places are built, they can stabilize the southern territory of Sac City. However, in order to build these two places, I estimate that at least hundreds of billions of funds are needed. Now my dividends are only tens of billions, so I plan to borrow money from the executives and employees of major groups. What do you two think? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku shook his head first. No, you must not ask everyone for money. Now everyone worships you as a god, and you are their spiritual sustenance. If you can open this mouth, it will destroy your status in their minds. And if you destroy this status, the hearts of our Sahara region will not be united. After Guanku finished speaking, Lao Zia also nodded. Then can you tell me a good way to accumulate money quickly? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the two fell silent at the same time. They really didn't have a particularly good way to make so much money at once. There are not many ways to make money in the Sahara region now. There is no other way to make money in the Sahara region except tourism and major state-owned enterprises. Although these two super money making machines have made money, most of the money they made has been invested again. Brother Jiang, if you want to raise so much money at once, there is only one way now. What is it? Sell the houses in the transit city. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen began to think. According to his original plan, the houses in the transit city will start to be sold after the new year. After the houses in the transit city are sold, he will directly use them to build the future West City to the west of the future city. If he sells the houses in the transit city now, and adds the share of all his enterprises and cities, indeed, this money is enough to build the cities of Kari and Malacca. But if Malacca and Kari can't bring him enough dividends after the new year, then there will be no money to build the future West City. Only after the construction of the future West City can Jiang Chen really leave the edge of the desert. Brother Jiang, I think what the boss said is indeed a solution. Now it is almost the new year. Many people are on holiday, and there are many people who want to immigrate or change jobs. Now they have time, plus it is the middle of the year, they have some money, so now is the perfect time to sell the house. After Lao Zia finished speaking, Jiang Chen could only nod and agree. Jiang Chen also discussed the matter of borrowing money with Li Yiren, and Li Yiren gave the same result. No, Li Yiren's result was that he must not borrow money, and he scolded Jiang Chen. Now Li Yiren has gradually come to the same camp as Guanku and the others. Li Yiren is always worried that the United States will take action against the Sahara region. Guanku is worried that everyone will take action against the Sahara region. So Guanku only sleeps 3 or 4 hours a day, and the rest of the time is all spent on making money, and then buying core technology activities all over the world. And Li Yiren's most daily work is to keep an eye on Jiang Chen every day, and let Jiang Chen County go around, to win people's hearts and visit and comfort people like a politician. Even at Li Ran's request, Jiang Chen made a special trip to Jinshenguo. Jiang Chen couldn't think of any use for meeting with Jinshenguo, a place that was closed off and poor as hell. However, after all, Li Yiren had returned from studying abroad, so Jiang Chen knew that she, who studied world relations, would never do anything bad to him if she asked him to do something. So this time, when he came to see Guanku and Xia Heidong, Jiang Chen came to Kinana's residence. He really liked to be with Kinana and Zukin, and to be with them, not only because they were really beautiful and gentle. Being with them made Jiang Chen feel that life was simple and happy. This was the life of a tyrant, beautiful and comfortable. Of course, sometimes Jiang Chen also liked to go shopping with Sun Mi. Sun Mi was a person who liked to be lively. Going shopping with him would make you forget the passage of time. Okay, notify the immigration department. After the end of the month, immigration activities will be carried out in the transit city throughout the county. After Jiang Chen said this, the two knew that they would be busy again in the new year. At the end of the month, after Jiang Chen had put out advertisements everywhere about the sale of houses in the transit city, a large number of businessmen from all over China and Southeast Asia soon flocked to the transit city. The day before the house sale, Jiang Chen was going to do a live broadcast, but before the live broadcast started, another shocking news broke out in the Sahara region. Chapter 760, Horror Live Broadcast. When Jiang Chen was about to start the live broadcast, the president of the Bermuda Desert Oasis Scenic Area sent him a message. He said that Song Changken, deputy director of the Hanshao Countryside TV station, agreed to Jiang Chen's request. He would make a statement in 2 hours, and then take the high-speed rail to the Bermuda Scenic Area. Jiang Chen was very surprised, because the conditions he proposed were very harsh, and this would cruelly hit the proud face of every Hanshao countryman. But he never expected that Song Changken, who was once the top purchasing brother of the TV station and once controlled the life and death of countless artists, could actually lose face. Look at your damn face. Jiang Chen stopped the live broadcast after saying that, and then clicked on the website where Song Changken was going to broadcast live. In Hanshao country, due to various restrictions, websites such as Sahara Live and Cactus Short Video have not entered the country's market. Therefore, at this moment, the most popular video and live broadcast website in Hanshao country is still a US-based global website called Facebook. And Facebook happened to be stationed in Future City, and Jiang Chen could directly log into Facebook's Future City page to watch Song Changken's speech simultaneously. An hour and a half later, Song Changken's live broadcast began. Good morning, everyone. I'm Song Changken. 26 years ago, I started working at SciTV. 3 months ago, I was fired because of the Xia Yi incident. Here I want to tell you in detail about the dark side of SciTV and the dark inside of the entire entertainment industry in Hanshao country. Song Changken in the video is in his 50s. Few people of this age have white hair, but Song Changken is like that. It can be seen that he has been tortured a lot recently because he has become extremely thin. It serves you right, Jiang Chen said coldly, and then he called Xia Donghae, who is in charge of TV news, and asked Xia Donghae to notify Facebook that they want to reprint Song Changken's video immediately. The reprint right was quickly approved, and Xia Donghae's entertainment group paid Facebook $5 million as a reprint fee. After obtaining the broadcasting rights, several super software with hundreds of millions of users, such as Sahara TV and Sahara Live, entered the full screen live broadcast mode. At the same time, all the outdoor large screens in the Sahara area also broadcast song Jiang Chen's Apology Live. You know, it is winter now, and winter is the ticket period for Sahara tourism. The pass period has the highest number of tourists, so if you play the video on outdoor advertising now, the number of tourists paying attention will be very high. Over the years, I have been promoted from a small clerk to deputy director step by step, and there have been many internal transactions in between. If people from entertainment companies want to become popular, they must enter the evening parties of Psy TV station, or participate in the recording of Psy TV station's variety shows. If they want to participate in evening parties or variety shows, they must sleep with the main sponsors or executives of the evening parties. This has become an unwritten rule, so none of the artists who you see as pure and innocent are clean. Of course, except now. Now that Zai Entertainment Company has entered the market strongly, they no longer cooperate with Psy TV station. They have their own Zai TV station. Zai TV station has a strong desert capital to enter the market. They want to create an entertainment environment without hidden rules and full attendance based on strength. Now, they have done it. Of course, the purpose of my live broadcast today is not to say these things. I'm here to apologize. I apologize to the female artists who have been violated by me and Psy TV station, and here I especially want to apologize to Ms. Zai Yi. Ms. Zai Yi was deceived from the desert by the entertainment company. Their entertainment company told me several times that this girl is beautiful and easy to deceive. As long as we lied to her with the promise of releasing her album, she would let us do whatever we wanted. And in fact, it was true. She was forced to be taken to various banquets by the top executives of the entertainment company in a foreign country. She was drugged one after another and violated by the executives of RTV station, Devour Group and Xing Group. Until the night before she jumped off the building and died, the boss of the entertainment company sent her to the happy room where the boss of Devour Group and the boss of Xing Group had sex with multiple people. When Zai Yi died, we did not reflect on it immediately. Because there are so many artists who have been tortured to death in this way. Once time passes and the heat is over, no one will remember them. So when her desert relative sued us in the cold wave country, we all regarded it as a joke. Even our government and our courts regarded it as a joke. Because they stand with big capital, they can't stand with a small and unrelated artist. But here, I want to tell them that you are all wrong. Today, the DI group has gone bankrupt, and the entertainment company we are proud of has also gone bankrupt. Even Psy TV has fallen to the edge of a garbage TV station with no ratings. So I think our politicians headed by Cui Cheng Heo who do not pay attention to this matter should also apologize. If you don't apologize today, it will not only be the DI automobile group that will go bankrupt tomorrow, but countless DI groups will go bankrupt. And those deceived citizens, the politicians headed by Cui Cheng Heo tell you that we have lost the DI group, but we still have Dalian Automobile. Today, Dalian Automobile has become a world-class leader in the field of minibuses and large buses. Yes, this is indeed something to be proud of. But do you know? Dalian Group is a wholly owned enterprise of Sahara. Dalian Group will withdraw from Han Cheo country by the end of the year. The president of Dalian Group has taken office as the mayor of Salman City in the Sahara region. They can see more clearly than anyone else that Han Cheo country's cars are no longer good. Someone also told me that you can't stand up and speak because you will make Han Cheo country lose face in the world. However, if everyone does not recognize themselves and the current situation of the country, it will be more terrifying than me saying it out loud. Well, that's all. Most of the engineers of Deir Automobile went to the Saharan region to support their families, and many talents of Han Cheo country have also been lost in the desert. The next step is that they will attack Xing Group. I hope that the president of Xing Group can stand up with me and tell the truth. We dare to do what we do and take responsibility for it. Come with me to the desert, donate all your assets to the families who died because of our invasion, and go to the desert with our guilt to guard Miss Zai Yi's grave. If you go with me, you can save Xing Group, and Han Cheo country can still stand in East Asia. You must continue to believe in the Cui Cheng Heo government that can protect you. Then, the entire Han Cheo country will be doomed. Song Changken shouted loudly, and suddenly there was a bang, and the door of his room was kicked open. After the door opened, a young man in his 20s stabbed Song Changken in the chest with a knife in his hand. You are talking nonsense. I don't allow you to say that. You have brought shame to the people of Han Cheo, you coward. Chapter 761, Unexpected Gangsters. The young man stabbed Song Changken frantically, and Song Changken fell on the sofa in front of the live broadcast with a plop. Blood kept pouring out of his chest, and Song Changken kept twitching. After a while, the blood had stained the sofa red, and the young man was also covered in blood. After the young man killed Song Changken, he walked to the live video with a knife, and shouted to the people in the live broadcast, "The Cold Tide country will never be afraid. Aren't they just a few Chinese bitches? We can do whatever we want. Who told them to come here with their butts sticking out? Wait. The Cold Tide country will make you feel afraid sooner or later. The Cold Tide country will always be the king of East Asia." After the young man finished speaking, an old woman rushed out of the door. When the old woman saw the young man kill Song Changken, she knelt on the ground with a plop. "You unfilial son, you unfilial son." The video was interrupted. Things that were too bloody were not suitable for outdoor playback. After the video was interrupted, my Sahara story network had exploded. At this moment, the discussion area was almost entirely about the Zai incident. This incident, which happened nearly 2 years ago, has once again become popular around the world. At least in China and the Saharan region, the Zai incident instantly rushed to the hot search list. Of course, what made the Chinese people angry was not the Zai incident itself, but the shot of the young man. "Aren't they just a few Chinese bitches? We can do whatever we want. Who told them to stick their butts out?" This sentence completely detonated the entire Chinese circle. Angel's face. Damn, what do the Han Cheo people think of our Chinese women? Kung Fu Cat, kill them. Damn. From today on, boycott the goods of Han Cheo. Whoever buys things from Han Cheo is not a Chinese. Big brother, brothers, take to the streets. Smash the things from Han Cheo when you see them. Young man, smash. Smash the things from Han Cheo when you see them. Also, smash all the supermarkets in Han Cheo. Smash all the mobile phone stores in Han Cheo. Cold dog, beat up the people from Han Cheo when you see them. Go to hell, as long as they come to China, just beat them up. Jiang Chen Hotel, come here, brothers, we just moved in a few dog coins from the Cold Tide country, saying that we are sticking our butts out to give them grass, then they are sticking their butts out for us to beat. Hail Lang's flower, brothers, let's go, beat them to death. Today, let's all boycott the Cold Tide country. I want to see whether they are the king of Southeast Asia or the weak chicken of Southeast Asia. Master, hahaha, a tiny place, isn't it just a little money? The king of Southeast Asia, brothers, without our Chinese market, let's see how they can survive. The protest against the Cold Tide country has completely begun, especially today is a weekend. Most people don't go to work on weekends. After turning off the video, Jiang Chen didn't notice the impact of what Song Changken's son said. He just felt a little disappointed. After Song Changken's death, the only people who violated Zai Yi were Kai Shengzhen, the president of Xinxing Group, and Li Zixin, the general manager. And Xinxing Mobile is not easy to deal with. This will be a fierce battle. Even if you win Xinxing Mobile, the Cold Tide country will fight with you at that time. Therefore, there is no winner in this fight. However, why do we need a win-win situation for revenge? After leaving the wooden house town, Jiang Chen wanted to see Song Jiaqi, the woman who helped him in his most difficult time. Jiang Chen hadn't seen her for a long time. Now Song Jiaqi has immigrated to Future City, and her naughty father has also come with her, so Jiang Chen always goes to visit her when he is free. Just after leaving the villa in Hualin, the wooden house town, thousands of people have gathered on the east ring road of the wooden house town. Jiang Chen was a little puzzled. In this cold weather, there are many people exercising and walking, but this is the first time to see so many people oppose the behavior of the Cold Tide country to shelter criminals. Boycott Cold Tide goods from me. Ban Cold Tide people from entering the country. Dogs and cold-tide people are prohibited from traveling to Sahara. People outside the door shouted slogans, and Jiang Chen realized that this was a parade. The people in the Sahara region have always been passionate, not to mention that the key figure in this incident is Zai Yi, one of the founders of their desert. What's more, Song Changken's son insulted Chinese people, and most of them are Chinese. So, this cannot be tolerated. The front street was already congested, and Jiang Chen had to go through the back door. When he walked to the back door, the road to the back door was also blocked, and there were people marching everywhere. Jiang Chen had no choice but to go back to the yard. Back in the house, Jiang Chen clicked on my Sahara story network to check the news. Although only an hour had passed at this moment, the entire Huaguo area was blown up. Shangjing Daily, influenced by SciTV, hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets of Shangjing to protest. Hucheng Daily, it is reported that a wave of resistance to the cold wave country has been set off across the country. People took to the streets and began to smash supermarkets, electrical appliance stores, and mobile phone stores in the cold wave country. The police reminded everyone to march reasonably and legally and refused to smash stores for huge profits. Niacheng News. The Niacheng Cold Wave Industrial Park was smashed by the people, and no enterprise in the industrial park was spared. It is reported that the losses of the factories in the industrial park will exceed tens of billions. Uncle Cat News. Xianfu Supermarket on Hucheng Wanche Street was smashed. More than a dozen employees were injured, and supermarket items were looted. Lel News. The boss of Hanshao country who stayed at Wufang Hotel was dragged to the street and beaten, and the police have intervened. Canal News. Hanshao workers in China have gone to the embassy to ask for asylum. According to incomplete statistics, there are nearly 100,000 Hanshao people in China, and their lives are threatened. Hanshao News. China has launched a movement to resist Hanshao country. Tens of thousands of Hanshao people have been beaten and tens of thousands of companies have been smashed. The Choisung-ho government has not issued a statement so far. Facebook News. The movement to resist Hanshao country has extended from China to Songren streets around the world. This boycott movement will set Hanshao country's economy back by at least 10 years. Hua Street News. The stocks of major listed companies in Hanshao country fell to the limit today. If the relationship with China is not handled well, Hanshao country will lose China, the world's largest consumer country. After the major news reports, the unofficial news accounts are full of photos posted by everyone. These photos are of Hanshao country supermarkets, shopping malls, electrical appliance stores and Xinxing mobile phone stores that were smashed. At the same time, there were tens of thousands of photos of Hanshao people being beaten. They were also forced to kneel on the street, holding up their passports and shouting, "Hanshao people are weaklings," and "Hanshao women stick their butts out and get raped all over the world." Before Jiang Chen finished reading the news, his phone rang. The caller was none other than Guan Kubik. Seeing that it was Guan Ku, Jiang Chen answered the phone. "Brother Jiang, do you know about Song Changken's murder?" After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded and said, "I know. I asked for the live broadcast to be reposted. It was originally a good thing, but his damn son scolded the Chinese people, and now we are unlucky too. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels." Chapter 762. Big Trouble. Guan Ku was in a lot of trouble. Ever since he saw Song Changken's son beat him to death, he knew that their Sahara region was in trouble. "What's wrong with us, Brother Jiang? We have many companies from Hanshao country here. Also, we have many employees from Hanshao country here. If I hadn't asked the local governments to send troops to protect them, they would have been smashed to pieces long ago. Moreover, more and more people are gathering at the gates of those companies. If we don't hand them over, the image of our government will be ruined." After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought about it, and it was indeed true. There is a reason why Hanshao country is so developed. They are particularly advanced in many industries. Let's take fashion as an example. clothes produced by Han Cheo country are popular all over Asia. Therefore, a large part of Kingshan City, known as the capital of Oriental clothing, is made up of designers from Han Cheo country, and there are also many Han Cheo clothing companies. In addition, Han Cheo country is also very good at movie special effects. Therefore, Future City Sahara Entertainment Group has several special effects companies, and these special effects companies have 2 or 3 engineers who are all Han Cheo people. In addition, the Sahara region has developed an elite immigration plan for the cold tide country, and this plan has been implemented for a year and a half. In this year and a half, there are at least nearly 20,000 families of cold tide country immigrants in the Sahara region. If the Chinese who are marching beat them, wouldn't it be a mess? I'll start the live broadcast right away. Please give me the list of companies where the cold tide country people are concentrated. Jiang Chen hung up the phone after he finished speaking. After the phone was hung up, Jiang Chen called Leo Zaya again. He couldn't take care of the far-reaching international impact of this murder. What he had to do now was to quickly stabilize the impact in the Sahara region. Leo Zaya, contact the Outdoor Screen Management Group. I want to start a live broadcast. Rebroadcast my live broadcast. Only when people have the opportunity to control public opinion can they truly control a city. Okay. Rebroadcast immediately. 10 minutes later, Jiang Chen's live broadcast began. At this moment, more than 10 million people in the Sahara region have taken to the streets. In addition to the reasonable marches, many people have begun to gather around the characteristic restaurants and clothing stores of the cold tide country. Good morning, people in the Sahara region. I'm sorry about what happened this morning. Song Changkan, the director of SciTV, has always been our enemy. He is willing to admit his mistakes, so we gave him a chance. It's a pity that he didn't teach a good child. That child insulted our compatriots, and I'm very angry. I think everyone standing on the street is very angry, otherwise you wouldn't join the parade. Here, I want to ask everyone, why are you angry? The people walking on the street stopped. The leader rarely appears on the wall advertising screens in all cities, unless there is a big event or New Year's greetings. Obviously, there are still a few days before the new year, and they don't need congratulatory messages now. The screen was not interactive, so many people in the parade took out their mobile phones. The boy who used to be leader, we are angry because they insulted our compatriots. This is something that no Chinese can tolerate. Singing, let's unite to let the cold wave dogs see our strength. Flowers and brocade, we must get rid of the arrogance of the cold wave people, so we must smash their store. After a group of people shouted, Jiang Chen shook his head helplessly. Yes, you are angry, and you took to the streets, because they insulted our compatriots. But have you ever thought that all the Han Cheo people who opened shops, or worked in the Saharan region are immigrants just like you? They had no choice before, but now that they have chosen to be your compatriots and build your city with you under the blue sky, you are now fighting with each other. But have you ever regarded them as your compatriots? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many people fell silent. That's right, they chose to leave Han Cheo country and come to the desert, so they are part of the desert just like you. They are an inseparable part of this city. Put down what you have in your hands. They are just like you. They gave up their relatives and friends in China to come here. They have also paid a lot. So, extend your hands. No one can choose their own origin, but people can choose their own steps when they grow up. They have chosen the right path. They are your like-minded friends. Extend your hands and comfort your friends when they are afraid. Okay, look how bright the sun is. Let's go out for a walk together. In this world, the evil people will eventually receive the punishment they deserve. I believe that kind people will use their hearts to tolerate innocent children who come out of the quagmire. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the shivering Han Cheo immigrants hiding in the corners of restaurants or companies were moved to tears. They knew that in the Saharan region, the leader hated their nation the most. However, the leader never abused them, because he hated them. On the contrary, the leader stood up straight and blocked them when they were in danger again and again. Mimic cuisine. Thank you, leader. Forgive me for crying for the first time. I will follow the leader in this life and I will never regret it. Blue hole master. Thank you, leader. We The baseball bat that was smashing the restaurant stopped, and the trembling young couple in the restaurant hugged the little girl tightly and cried. They heard that the Sahara region was a paradise on earth, but the child cried as if she had come to hell. The group of rioters did not hit the counter after all, and a little boy walked in from the door. He usually loved the food of this restaurant the most. "Don't cry, I'll give you a lollipop." The little boy stretched out his hand after saying that, and a lollipop in his hand accidentally fell to the ground. "Friend, march with us. Today you are also a Saharan." The person who took the lead in smashing the door put down the baseball bat and stretched out his hand to the girl's father. The word friend made him cry loudly. The march in the Sahara region did not stop after all, but people with faith stretched out their warm hands. So the marching team became stronger. They walked through the financial street of the future city and the Gangwon road of Sak City. Even on the grassland, tens of thousands of people gathered. They walked through rivers and vowed to make their country strong. Because only when you are strong enough, no one in this world will dare to bully you like this. In the afternoon, the parades dispersed, and the streets were filled with a festive atmosphere again. The Sahara people know that they can only keep their sorrows in their hearts, and they have to move forward with heavy burdens, because they cannot delay the tourists' travel. Every penny of tourists is the cornerstone of the city's strength. They can only remain angry in their hearts. They believe that with Sahara's current development speed, they will definitely surpass the entire frost-tide country in less than 2 years. Brother Jiang, order has been restored. That's great. The quality of the people in our Sahara region is high. Now is the end of the year, and the golden period of tourism is here. I have launched New Year's travel plans for various cities. This new year, our tourism will bring at least 50 billion in economic income to the surrounding areas. Chapter 763, the largest wholesale market in the Northwest. Money is only material possessions. However, without these material possessions, you will achieve nothing. Okay, let's have a lively new year. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen drove to the transit city. No matter what, he would not stop his steps to build the desert. When it comes to building the desert, there is no doubt that selling the houses in the transit city first is the right way. Arriving at the transit city, the current transit city has become much more lively. China has built a high-speed railway from the high-speed railway station to the transit city. Because of the special funds, the high-speed railway is built very quickly and will be put into use in the spring. In addition, China's airport and railway station have built a road to connect to the transit city, and these two roads have been paved. Coming out of the subway entrance of the transit city, many people have gathered in the city, especially near the end of the year. The shops in the transit city are crowded with people shopping. The houses in the transit city are not yet on sale, but the storefronts have been rented for half a year. After these few months of development, the transit city has become a wholesale shopping center for China. Here, you can wholesale everything produced in the Sahara region, from cars and excavators to fashion buttons, clothes, perfumes, and jewelry. Therefore, this place has become a gathering place for merchants from all over China. They can wholesale what they want here, saving the cost of going to various cities in Sahara, and even saving a large amount of transportation costs. Hello everyone, I see you again so soon. At 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun in the desert was a little warm, and the streets were full of trucks carrying goods. The trucks were full of various festive New Year goods produced by the future city small commodity city. Before the spring festival, these goods will be shipped to markets all over China. I didn't want to start this live broadcast, but for such a big thing, I think it's necessary to tell everyone. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the popularity of his live broadcast room was only tens of millions for the first time. Mo Shanghua K, don't say it, everyone knows it. Anchor, go and see, the government of Hanchao has spoken. Old Tsingtao, this time they finally know how to be afraid. Little cat, fear of shit, they just say a few symbolic words, we can't take it seriously. The boycott must continue. After a group of people finished speaking, Jiang Chen was puzzled. He was going to talk about selling houses, so why was he led astray by the Hanchao people? However, when it comes to the Hanchao country's statement, Jiang Chen also became interested. Let's see what they say first. Jiang Chen temporarily closed the live broadcast and clicked on Facebook News. If he wanted to follow the news of Hanchao country, he could only read Facebook News. After clicking on the news was the news of the skyscrapers of Hanchao country. According to the investigation, Song Changkan took drugs because he was dissatisfied with being fired and had hallucinations, so his nonsense attracted the attention of all parties. Here, we urge everyone not to believe it. In addition, we have arrested Song Changkan's son Song Ziguo. Song Ziguo has been prosecuted for manslaughter. We call on China to stop the smashing and looting immediately. In addition, we ask China to give a reasonable explanation and compensate the losses of relevant investment companies in China. In addition, in view of this unpleasant incident, we will increase the review of Chinese immigration applications. After watching the speech of the spokesperson, Jiang Chen smiled. Sure enough, they have not forgotten their condescending appearance. Generations have changed. In this generation, the most frightening thing is that you cannot see your own identity clearly. Little wolf princess, I told you to smash our enterprises and directly block your immigration. When the desert comes, let's see where you can hide. Ranjing Huo, please continue to smash. What you destroyed is not our enterprises, but your own employment opportunities. A bunch of fools waiting to be unemployed. Gaozi, what we want is generosity. It would be best if we don't let any Chinese dogs come. We don't lack people. Looking at the comments below, Jiang Chen was embarrassed. But think about it. Few people in China can log into Facebook, so it is normal that no one comes to comment. In the Sahara region, everyone habitually logs into Sahara News and My Sahara Story Network and other clients to read the news. There are not many people who read Facebook, so this is even more normal. Starry Sky, big guys, have you seen the repost? They want to block our immigration. Ocean brother, what's there to be afraid of? Only rich people immigrate, and we are not rich people. Damn it, when the country is in trouble, the rich can't escape, but when the country is in trouble, it is the ordinary people like us who can really shoulder the burden with the country. Jiang Chen opened the live broadcast room, and his live broadcast room soon became lively. It must be said that the reason why the cold tide country is so arrogant now has a lot to do with the fact that they are not affected by the desert. And more importantly, his old neighbor China has been affected by the desert, which means that if the Chinese want to live a life not affected by the desert and want the lowest immigration fee, they can only choose them. The cold tide country has not admitted its mistakes, and they will not admit their mistakes to you, because you need them. However, everyone, be tough. If you want to immigrate, you don't have to beg them. From today on, you can come as many as you want. We just want an apology. Jiang Chen dared to say this now, if for nothing else, he really has the ability to accept so many immigrants. Brother Jiang, what's the toughness? We are so depressed here. We bought a house in the suburbs of a remote city for 50,000 yuan per square meter, and we are ripped off by the locals every day here. To buy a carrot, the locals pay 2 yuan, and we have to pay 5 yuan. Who can I tell? Mayo, how normal. We immigrated here just to give our children a good and safe living environment. As a result, our children cannot attend local public schools. Private schools are very expensive, and they are all rip-off schools opened by Chinese. We really regret it. Those who have immigrated to the cold wave country all complained. This is really a rip-off. Big locust tree, host, I heard that the houses in Transit City are going to be sold. Is it true? Sell them quickly. We have prepared the money. Little panda, what kind of education is there in Transit City? We really regret not being able to go to Sac City and Future City. The education there is really good. A group of people talked about Transit City. This is a good opportunity to strike while the iron is hot. Houses in the Transit City are on sale. Here I want to say something to those who want to immigrate to the frost tide country. Come here, you are the masters here, not the servants. As for the house prices, I believe many people have already known about the special location of the Transit City. As the closest place to the airport and high-speed rail in the Sahara region, the Transit City has a unique location. For such a good place, in the frost tide country, they would sell you at least hundreds of thousands per square meter. But it's different here. In order to prevent all Chinese people from bowing down to the frost-tight country, houses in the transit city are sold from 50,000. Chapter 764, Sky-high housing prices. With the development of economy and the increasing acceptance of Sahara region, the housing prices in Sahara region have increased several times. A year ago, you could buy a 90 square meter house in Future City for at least 4 million, but it is different now. According to the latest listing of Future City Housing Management Center, the average increase of housing prices in Future City is more than 1 per square meter. This is the result of the government's mandatory price control, otherwise the housing prices would have exploded long ago. Therefore, there are really few houses with housing prices below 50,000 in the entire Future City area. Mantis, sure. I won't say anything else. I'll buy a whole set. I can't miss the opportunity this time. Malaii, it's finally on sale. I'm doing wholesale business here. I've made more than 2 million in the past 3 months, but it's a bit uncomfortable to sleep in the store every day. Yang Mayan Shiksu, if you want fast fashion clothes in Kingshan City, remember to come to me for wholesale. Laoniu, damn, there are even advertisements. Kalan Perfume, Salman Kalan Perfume General Agent, come to the transit city to find me. The price is the same as you go to Salman City to buy. Kalan Perfume is a brand of genuine perfume brand from France that has entered China under a new brand. Remember that the price in Transit City and Salman City is the same. The advertisements were out of control. Jiang Chen had no choice but to temporarily close the chat window, and the whole world suddenly became quiet. I hope everyone will not advertise in the live broadcast room. If you have product wholesale needs, you can directly log into the Transit City Wholesale Network. The wholesale network has agents and wholesale prices of major brands. After entering, you can purchase goods online. Okay, let's continue to talk about the houses in Transit City. The houses in Transit City are not only in a good location, but more importantly, the Transit City subway can quickly reach every city. Moreover, Transit City is the only fast channel for China to enter the Sahara cities, so the flow of people gathered here every day is a place where the whole Asia and even the world line up. Jiang Chen was right. The fastest way for China to go to Future City or Future West City is to take the subway in Transit City. Of course, if you want to choose a slow way, you can also take a bus or drive from Kingshan City into the desert. There is a large flow of people and many tourists. It is the largest wholesale city in northwest China. There is no wind and sand all year round. The house price in such a place is 50,000. You can consider it yourself. In addition, there is education. The Transit City has its own primary and secondary schools and kindergartens. You can refer to Kingshan City for education configuration. Students studying in the Transit City only need to learn Chinese, not 2 languages like Salman and Kanishan City. In addition, as a world-class wholesale center, the Transit City will set up 2 supporting universities. The first is Sahara Foreign Language University. This school will set up the most complete language in the world. When your children graduate, you can use the wholesale market in the Transit City and use your unique language skills to do business all over the world. In addition, we will also set up Sahara Business University here. The business university will be built with business as its feature, and our goal is to make it a top business university. I believe that with the strong tax revenue of the Transit City as a guarantee, the education in the Transit City will definitely not be inferior to any city in the desert. Jiang Chen opened the chat function after he finished speaking, and soon the screen was refreshed. Caterpillar, great. I just want to learn foreign languages. Human Jiangzi, is the tuition still free? Big brother, believe in Sahara's education. It is definitely the best education. In our Sahara region, 3 professions are the most respected. The first is teachers, the second is doctors, and the third is soldiers. Those of you who have been to the Sahara region know that the wages and benefits of these 3 professions are the highest, and they are particularly respected. When you take the bus, there are special seats for the 3 professions, and when you take the subway, there are special carriages, and they are all 10% off. Snowflakes flying. Not only that, teachers, doctors, and soldiers can stay in hotels and visit scenic spots at a 10% discount. Bad life. These are not the most enviable. The most enviable thing is that they buy all Sahara state-owned products at a 10% discount. Therefore, there is a saying in Sahara that first-class talents become teachers, doctors, and soldiers, second-class talents go into business, and third-class talents become politicians. Prosperous days, hahaha, it's the opposite here. Our first-rate talents become officials, second-rate talents go into business, and second-rate talents become teachers. So our education is not good, especially in remote areas. I heard that no one in remote rural areas is willing to be a teacher there. Don't play games, so don't doubt the education in the transit city. The elementary school teachers there may be the top scorers in the city, who came from your place. Jiang Chen knows that, if a place wants to really develop, it depends on the future. What does the future depend on? It depends on children to create. Therefore, Jiang Chen gave the teachers the highest treatment. Where there is money, there are talents. With money, the best future can be cultivated. Therefore, outsiders think that Future City University, Sac City University, Sahara Transportation University, Mechanical University, Aerospace University and other schools are the most difficult to enter. In fact, in the Sahara region, the most difficult to enter are Future City Normal University, Sahara Pharmaceutical University and Sahara Medical University. Yes, you don't have to worry about education at all. In addition, all schools in the transit city are free. We have a complete education system, starting from the nursery class, all the way to kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, and university, all are free education. We will solve the education and medical problems that are the most troublesome for every parent. By the way, the transit city will have its own hospital and medical school. We have reached a preliminary agreement with Sahara Hospital. In the future, we will establish Kingshan Medical University on the basis of Sahara Hospital, and the university will be located in Kingshan City. We will also set up a branch of Kingshan Medical University in Transit City, and we will also establish a Kingshan Medical University Transit City affiliated hospital. Last month, Jiang Chen attended the annual meeting of the medical system. At the annual meeting, the deputy mayor of Future City in charge of medical care shared the income of Future City Medical with Jiang Chen. According to data, the annual medical income of Future City reaches 100 billion. And now that the medical brand of Future City has been promoted, it has attracted more and more experts, and more patients from all over the country have flocked here. As a result, congestion in major hospitals in Sahara has also led to the difficulty in getting tickets for experts in major hospitals in Sahara. As a result, many local people's medical treatment was affected, and many citizens proposed the idea of building more hospitals. In addition, the setting of hospitals is unreasonable. The population of Sac City is not as large as that of Kingshan City. Kingshan City does not have a medical school, but Sac City has two top medical schools. Future City, as the main urban area, does not have a medical school either. This has led to patients from Future West City and Salmon City having to squeeze into Sac City if they want to get better treatment. This has exacerbated the medical congestion in Sac City. Chapter 765. 3 medical groups worth 100 billion. At the annual meeting, the deputy mayor in charge of medical care and representatives of the medical community put forward their own ideas. As the ace hospital in the Sahara region, Sahara Hospital wants to build its own scientific research base, and they want to establish a medical school. However, Sahara Hospital is in the special zone, with no place, and no financial support. Kingshan City has money but no resources, so the two of them hit it off. After several rounds of consultations, Sahara Hospital provided expert teachers, and Kingshan City provided money and place. They jointly built Kingshan Medical University to jointly solve the medical problems of Kingshan City's 20 million people. Kingshan City has its own support, and Salmon Hospital, one of the 3 major hospitals there, is also not calm. If they don't have their own research center and university, they will lag behind others in the latest medical academics. Once they lag behind, they will be robbed of business by other hospitals. So Salmon Hospital found Zha Haidong, the mayor of Future City. After consultation, Salmon Hospital and Future City jointly built Future City Medical University. After they decided, Jiang Chen made a careful plan again. After all, medical resources must be shared to achieve maximum benefits. After 2 days of planning, Jiang Chen decided to divide the medical area for these major medical universities. The first is Qingshan Medical University in Qingshan City. Relying on Sahara Hospital, Qingshan Medical University will be responsible for the medical security of Qingshan City, Transit City, Sahara Group and Sahara Scenic Area. In addition, Sahara Hospital affiliated to Qingshan Medical University will continue to connect with the medical market of the special zone. This is the medical area of Qingshan Medical University, which is in the Future City area of the main city. It is assigned to the medical area of Future City Medical University. Future City Medical University will receive a lot of money for construction, and it will establish 3 campuses. The main campus next to Salman Hospital, the Future City North Campus in the North City district of Future City, and the Salman Campus in Salman City. The 3 major campuses will establish their own affiliated hospitals respectively, and the number of hospitals will be determined by the population of the area. In addition, there is Sak City, which has 2 medical schools, Sahara Medical University and Sahara Pharmaceutical University. Originally, the medical university should have been the best medical university, but unfortunately, it was defeated by the pharmaceutical university. The medical university is affiliated to the Ministry of Public Health, and the pharmaceutical university is affiliated to the Sahara Pharmaceutical Group. Sahara Pharmaceutical Group is a pharmaceutical company that exists like a supergiant, with their drug research institute and the first-line new drug development plan. The pharmaceutical university has taken off directly. Therefore, Jiang Chen decided to relocate Sahara Medical University to the southern part of Future City. The southern part of Future City is the concentrated area of the population of Future City. To the south is Qingshan City, and to the west is the planned West City. Therefore, the medical area of Sahara Medical University is Future City, Qingshan City and West City. The medical scope of Sahara Pharmaceutical University is relatively large. It will cover the entire medicine capital Sak City, as well as Teng County and the radiation special zone and Kari City and Malacca City outside the southern barrier. Night boat, free tuition, 50,000 yuan per square meter house, and medical resources of Sahara Hospital. In addition, there is no wind and sand in all seasons. Can the cold tide country provide us with this? Read dang, let's immigrate there together. We are all masters, and we don't have to suffer the anger of the locals of the cold tide country. Really, the cold tide country still looks down on us so much. Don't you know how to choose? North and south of the Yangtze River, as long as you have money, you can immigrate to the cold tide country. It's different in the Saharan region. What education is required for this immigration? Pauper. We poor people can only look at the faces of foreign companies, because we get more salary when we work there. We don't have money to immigrate yet. It's miserable. When it comes to immigration conditions, Jiang Chen directly announced a breaking news in the live broadcast room. Immigration to the transit city only requires a college degree. In addition, those with insufficient education will have to pay an additional amount of medical expenses and school fees. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, those good people did not agree. Tiger loves to show off. Did you see that? This is a disguised charge. Fatty, you are the same as the cold tide country. You are not a good bird. Let's boycott him together. Old man. Boycott. Boycott. We must boycott. Heng Hera Jiang. How much do I need to pay? Cat. Needless to say, the school selection fee is over 10,000 per semester. How can it be cheaper here than there? Yidis, you should immigrate to our Hancheo country. Our Hancheo country is the homeland of you dogs, so don't resist. Just come and work for us. Thunderbolt from the blue. Even if I immigrate to the United States, I will not go to your Hancheo country. When a group of people started to curse, Jiang Chen sighed. Don't worry, those few people who curse, I think you may not have to pay. Everyone knows that last time Salman City required a minimum of a junior college degree, and the worst result was a bachelor's degree. This time, I think that even a junior college degree may not be able to grab a quota. So you want to pay, but there is nowhere to pay. Okay, my live broadcast today ends here. Those who want to immigrate without a degree, I will also give you a chance. But you need to wait. I promise that you will not get this opportunity in at most half a year. So whether to be a dog of Hancheo country or to be a human in the Sahara region, it will be your choice. Jiang Chen said goodnight and went off the live broadcast directly. In front of the house in the transit city, there was not much to introduce. Because the houses in the transit city are indeed easy to sell, and there is another point, things are rare and expensive, and there are very few houses in the transit city. So Jiang Chen believes that there must be a lot of people rushing to buy houses. Everything is just as Jiang Chen expected. In just one day, more than 3 million houses in the transit city were sold out. After the houses were sold, before the Chinese New Year, Jiang Chen received a remittance from the immigration department. The remittance from the immigration department, plus the year-end dividends of major companies, the money in Jiang Chen's card has exceeded 100 billion. This money is enough for Jiang Chen to build Malacca City. So when the New Year's bell just rang, Jiang Chen drove alone to Malacca City. When he arrived in Malacca City, the Malacca plane had been pushed out. The winter storm blew on people with a chill. Jiang Chen tightened his clothes and started planting. Let's start the construction. Don't say anything. Just fix the roads first. Jiang Chen started to build the ring road of Malacca City. According to Jiang Chen's plan, Malacca City will be a comprehensive city that can accommodate nearly 7 million people. 7 million people is already a very good provincial capital city in China. Therefore, the road planning of Malacca City is a city with 5 ring roads, a circular 5 ring roads, and 4 super avenues are built in 4 directions in the middle of the target-shaped city formed by the 5 ring roads. These 4 avenues lead to 3 mines and an old city tourist center. At the same time, Jiang Chen built a highway in the northeast of the city that goes directly to Kari City. This highway will be the main road connecting Malacca City to Kari City. Jiang Chen named it Malacca Road. Chapter 766, The Strange Doomsday City Scenic Area. After the road was built, 3 days had passed. The next step was the construction of the city. Jiang Chen used high-rise and high-density buildings for the urban area of Malacca. After all, this city did not belong to him, so Jiang Chen did not need to make it beautiful. As long as the quality was guaranteed, and one more family could live in it, one more family would live in it. There were so many dense buildings that Jiang Chen was too lazy to even design them. So if you enter Malacca, you will find that almost all the houses in Malacca are the same. Of course, the only difference is that the houses to the south are shorter and the houses to the north are taller. After the housing in Malacca was built, the next step was to build schools in the community. When Jiang Chen finished building all the schools, he began to plan a ring of financial districts. After the financial district was built, the financial street was built, and there was not much work left. A month later, the entire Malacca city was almost built. Jiang Chen planned 2 universities in Malacca, the University of Malacca and the Malacca Mining University. Malacca University was built on the second ring road of the city, and Malacca Mining University was built on the northwest third ring road of the city. After the school was built, the next thing to do was to green it. Jiang Chen was not going to invest much money in greening, and he still held the principle of saving as much as possible. Therefore, the greening of the entire Malacca city will all be done with seeds from the Sahara seed group. There are 2 reasons why Jiang Chen did this. The seeds he planted are basically perennial seeds. Once these seeds are planted, they will permanently solve the greening problem of Malacca City. After all, Malacca City is not their own city. If they rebel, they will lose their most precious seeds. Therefore, if they want to continue to control Malacca City, the only good way is to control the basis of its existence, that is, greening. Call the seed group and give them the design drawings later. The greening company can get a share of this every year. It's really great. Jiang Chen dialed the seed group after he finished speaking. After making an agreement with the seed group, Jiang Chen called the Sahara greening group again. 2 days later, they will come here to do greening. They will plant a circle of cacti on the outskirts of the city, and then plant green lawns in the city. 1 year later, when the cacti and lawns wither, the greening group will come again to do greening. All these seeds are charged, which means that once Malacca City rebels against him, once he cuts off their seeds, their city will become a ruin again. In addition, the mines around Malacca City all charge him mining fees, which can be repaid with seeds, and the rest can be deducted from other places in the city. With these, he has the initiative of the entire Malacca City, and the initiative of Malacca City means the initiative of the Free Army. The initiative of the Free Army means the initiative of the northeast of the Akhenaten, and then the city of Kari behind him can become a hinterland. Done. Now let's build the scenic area. Without its own fiscal revenue, Malacca City will eventually become a blood-sucking insect in the Sahara. Jiang Chen is not the kind of person who builds a city to collect rent and leave. He is more concerned about whether the city can be self-reliant and even whether it can develop well on its own. This is the case with Malacca City right now. The city has been built, but there is nothing to develop except mining. Therefore, its scenic area must be built. Once the scenic area is built, people will come. When people come, all walks of life in the city can develop. Jiang Chen named the Malacca City Scenic Area Doomsday City Scenic Area. This is indeed a real doomsday city. A whole city that once had a population of more than 3 million has become a ghost town in the desert. Start building. Paying attention to the planning of the Doomsday City Scenic Area, Jiang Chen decided to add more natural environment and less commercial atmosphere. He wanted all tourists who came to visit to understand one thing after watching it: nature is cruel, and any attempt to destroy nature will be punished 100 times or 1,000 times. Therefore, all the buildings in the Doomsday City Scenic Area will be preserved, and he will only build a few roads that run through the city. A few roads that allow tourists to visit safely. In addition to the roads in the city, the next is the outer ring road of the city. The only thing that can be developed in this Doomsday City Scenic Area is the outer ring road around the city. The development of the outer ring road is very simple. First, build a ring road and build a circle of hotels on both sides of the ring road. Jiang Chen estimated that there will be a lot of tourists at that time. The construction of this circle of hotels can at least solve the accommodation problem of nearly 1 million people. At that time, accommodation will be cheap, and more people will come to play. In addition to the Ring Hotel, Jiang Chen built a town to the east of the Doomsday City. Jiang Chen named it Doomsday Town. Doomsday Town is the location of the Doomsday Scenic Area Management Group. This is an architectural town with the characteristics of the Khanate. In the future, it will be a comprehensive tourist town that can accommodate more than 100,000 people. After the town was built, when Jiang Chen returned to Malacca City, the greening group had already greened half of Malacca City with seeds. Jiang Chen did not stay in Malacca City for long. He drove directly to the Tangshan base in the south. At the end of Tangshan Avenue, a stone mountain in the wind and sand blocked Jiang Chen's way. When he got off the car, the mountain was very tall. The copper mines in the Akhenaten were world famous. The copper here was of good quality and the mines were concentrated, so this mountain was a typical money-making mountain. As for the mining of copper mines, Jiang Chen did not have any special seeds, so he could only plant a Tangshan town here. Tangshan town will be the home of the miners here. The construction of the town is very simple. Only roads and houses are built, and electricity and water resources are not planted at all. In addition, the greening of the town is also handed over to the Sahara greening group. Jiang Chen has only one goal, that is, absolute control. In the future, the electricity of Tangshan town and the entire Malacca City will be supplied by the Kari City Power Company. The water supply of Malacca City will also be supplied by the Kari City branch of the Sahara Water Group. This also means that Malacca City will really have nothing without Jiang Chen. The construction of the town was very fast and was completed in 3 days. After the town was built, Jiang Chen built a highway from the town to the mine entrance. Jiang Chen will set up a copper smelting plant between the town and the mine entrance. After the copper is refined, it will be transported to Kari City for further processing. The construction of the copper plant is also very simple, with factory buildings, workshops, dormitory buildings, administrative buildings, etc. And finally the equipment will be transported from other places. After the construction of the Tangshan town, Jiang Chen drove to the Shuangshan Canyon in the north, which is the oil base of Malacca City. Oil is the most valuable energy in the Khanate, so in this town, in addition to building a town that can accommodate more than 100,000 people, Jiang Chen also plans to build a refinery directly. Chapter 767. Oil drilling. The construction of an oil refinery requires a lot of professional equipment, which Jiang Chen does not have. Jiang Chen has only one task, which is to directly purchase a mature oil refining company to help him refine oil. Therefore, Jiang Chen drove away directly after building the oil refinery, leaving the Shuangshan Canyon oil base. The last thing to be built is the lapis lazuli mine in the east. There is nothing special to build in the lapis lazuli mine, just a small town and a preliminary raw stone processing base. After the construction, a road directly to Kari City will be built. After the construction of Malacca City, spring has arrived. The spring in the desert is still very hot. Jiang Chen is very busy this spring because he must build Kari City before Malacca City is actually put into operation. The Kari City in Jiang Chen's mouth is no longer the Kari City in the desert. After a winter of thinking, Jiang Chen made a major decision. This decision is to relocate Kari City to Turkestan. Yes, directly to the entrance of the subway. There are many reasons for making this decision. Jiang Chen's first consideration is safety. Kari City is located in the territory of the Akhagan state. What will happen to the people when the lease expires? What about the factory they built? Therefore, the only safe way is to relocate Kari City before the lease expires. Anyway, Kari City is just a wasteland in the desert. There is another reason to relocate Kari City. Jiang Chen's huge underground transportation system can only reach the border. But how can a city develop without strong transportation? Therefore, relocating the city directly to the subway entrance will directly solve this problem. Facing the wind and sand, Jiang Chen drove along Malacca Avenue all the way to the old city of Kari City. The old city is still in a dilapidated state. The lives of the people here have not changed at all. They still lack water, food, and various daily necessities. Bypassing the old city of Kari, the subway entrance is ahead. The Kari City subway has stopped operating. Jiang Chen has given orders in advance. At this moment, the subway entrance is completely cleared. Yes, the speed of Sac City construction group is really good. When Jiang Chen arrived at the subway entrance, the subway entrance had been flattened. The desert storm was blowing again in the distance, but the huge sandhills could no longer blow. Let's start building. Kari City is Jiang Chen's border city, so Jiang Chen planned it very carefully. The new Kari City is divided into 4 districts, and the northernmost district is called Jingxi District. Jingxi District is named in memory of Yi Jingxi, the commander of the Sac City Corps who died in the Battle of Kari City. As the northern district close to the Sahara region, Jingxi District is the heart of the entire Kari City. Because Jiang Chen planned a super reservoir here, this reservoir is more like a super lake than a reservoir. At least Jiang Chen dares to guarantee that this big lake named Jingxi Lake is the largest lake in the entire future city area, and it is not inferior to the domestic dog lake. The area around Jingxi Lake will all be built into grassland, and Jiang Chen named it Kari City Grassland. In the future, this lake and this grassland will become one of the tourist scenic spots in Kari City. Jiang Chen will also build the Kari City Water Group next to Jingxi Lake and Kari City Grassland. The Kari City Water Supply Group will be responsible for converting the water from Jingxi Lake into drinking water and delivering it to the entire Kari City and Malacca City. In addition to the water supply group, Jingxi District will also build 5 super windmill power stations and 7 integrated power stations. The super windmill power station will be built in the south of the city, where the strong winds are most severe. After the power station is completed, Jiang Chen will establish the Kari City Power Company in Jingxi District. In addition to meeting the power supply needs of Kari City and Malacca City, the Kari City Power Company equipped with this standard will cover the entire Akhanate and surrounding small countries in the future. In addition to the power company, Jingxi District will also be a university base. Jiang Chen is planning a comprehensive Kari City University in Kari City, which is mainly for the purpose of training the Akhanate people who have immigrated. In addition to Kari City University, Jiang Chen will also establish Kari City Polytechnic University, Kari City Industrial University and Kari City Mining University here. The Polytechnic University and the Industrial University both serve the Kari City Development Zone, and the Mining University will replace the Malacca Mining University at any time. In addition to these ordinary colleges and universities, Jiang Chen has also planned several military academies in Kari City. These military schools include the Kari City Military University, the Kari City Air Force University, and the Kari City Army University. The main task of the military university is to design various weapons and military supplies suitable for combat in the desert. The military university is managed by the Kari City Military Industry Group. The Kari City Military Industry Group is also stationed in the Jingxi district. It is a group that specializes in producing various weapons and military products. According to Jiang Chen's plan, all weapons of the Akhanic Free Army and the Malacca City Defense Force will be provided by the Kari City Military Industry Group. The Kari City Air Force University is a university dedicated to training Air Force talents for the Kari City Southern Air Force Base. Of course, this university has another function, which is to train combat pilots for the Akhanic Free Army and the Southern Desert countries. Finally, there is the Kari City Army University, which is a comprehensive army university. This university trains commanders of various branches of the army and combatants of armored forces. In addition to training soldiers for the Kari City military base, they are also responsible for training the Akhanic Free Army and other military organizations. Jingxi district is a semi-militarized management area. It is not only because there are many military schools, but also one of the 3 major military bases in Kari City. A mixed division will be stationed here. This mixed city has various types of comprehensive combat forces such as artillery, air force, armored forces, etc. At the same time, because this is the station of Kari City Grassland, Kari City Seed Group will also be established here. Kari City Seed Group is not managed by Sahara Seed Group, it is under the jurisdiction of Kari City. The reason why Jiang Chen did this is to provide seeds from the Kari City Grassland to Malacca City and other areas of the Khanate to increase their income to feed those troops. The rectangular Kari City, except for the Jingxi district in the north, is the Kari district in the middle. The Kari district is the main urban area of Kari City, where residential buildings and commercial streets are mainly built. Residential buildings are provided to the people of the old Kari City. Of course, those people will definitely not be able to live in them. Jiang Chen plans to turn Kari City into a large city with a population of at least 4 or 5 million, so he will start a new era of immigration to guard the border. This is also the reason why he told everyone that there would be no limit on academic qualifications when he was selling houses in the transit city live. Yes, this is the only place in the Sahara region where there is no limit on academic qualifications for immigrants. Chapter 768, Kari City's 3 major lines of defense. The planning of the Kari district is very simple, with various types of communities, including villas, 6-story villas, and elevator villas ranging from 70 to 60 floors. In addition, Jiang Chen has planned several large commercial streets in the center of the Kari district. These commercial streets will become the commercial center of the south and even the entire Khanate. If the transit city is the wholesale center of China in the east of the future city, then the Kari district is the wholesale center of the southern desert country. The east of the Kari district is the Kari City Development Zone planned by Jiang Chen. The Kari City Development Zone is all thousands of companies that he has arranged in the old Kari City. Of course, after the new Kari City is built, at least thousands of companies will be added here in the future. Because after the new city is built, safety is absolutely guaranteed, and the labor here is definitely the cheapest in the entire future city area. So Jiang Chen believes that there will be so many companies coming to the Kari City Development Zone that he can't choose them all. The east of the Kari district is the development zone, and the south of the development zone and the Kari district is the Kari City Mining Bonded Zone planned by Jiang Chen. The mining bonded zone is mainly responsible for the deep processing of various mining resources such as copper ore, iron ore, lapis lazuli, and oil shipped from Malacca City. In the future, Jiang Chen will set up Sahara Steel Group, Sahara Copper Group and Sahara Oil Group here. The Steel Group can be directly transferred from the Sahara Steel Group in the future city. As for the Sahara Copper Group, it must reacquire a copper mine processing company. Lapis Lazuli Processing Management Co Limited is also easy to handle. They only need to be responsible for managing the raw stones produced. In the future, there will naturally be many clothing companies, jewelry companies, etc. to buy, and then the processing will be handed over to them. Finally, the oil group company will be responsible for further processing the crude oil in Malacca City. Jiang Chen plans to build more than a dozen super gas stations in the oil company, and then directly connect the crude oil that has been initially transformed to the gas station. His gas station has the function of purifying oil products. When these oils come out of the gas station, they will be improved super gasoline and diesel. At that time, they will build an oil transfer center, and these oils can be directly transported to various parts of China through Carry City. All the plans for Carry City are like this, and then the problem of planting will come. Let's start the construction. Before the end of spring, we must move all the people in Carry City here, Jiang Chen said, and started planting. With the planning map, planting is much easier. Plant roads, plant houses, plant grassland, build Jingxi Lake, and then build a development zone. After everything is built, the next step is to plant greenery around the city. The greening of Carry City is different from that of other places. In other places, cacti and dog climbing grass can be planted directly. But because Carry City is a military stronghold, Jiang Chen plans to build a circle of walls directly around the city. This wall is called the Carry City Defense Line by Jiang Chen. The Carry City Defense Line consists of 3 parts, and the outermost circle is the dog climbing grass sand fixation area. Jiang Chen will directly plant a nearly 20-kilometer dog climbing grass sand fixation belt in the sand fixation area. Dog climbing grass grows very fast and will continue to extend into the desert. Jiang Chen will also build nearly 400 bunkers of various sizes in the dog climbing grass sand fixation belt. All of these bunkers are hidden underground. They will all be built with Sahara cement, which is so hard to be blown up by ordinary bombs. Half a squad of soldiers will be stationed in one bunker, and a squad of soldiers will be stationed in a large bunker. They are responsible for the periphery of Sac City. In addition to the bunkers, Jiang Chen also set up hidden artillery and underground missile bases in the dog climbing grass area. These missiles will accurately intercept enemy fighters flying over the border. Inside the dog climbing grass is the cement wall fortress built by Jiang Chen. This wall fortress was inspired by the wall of the old Carry City. In the desert area, because there is no signal, many information search systems are useless. The war here will most likely return to the hot weapons and manpower confrontation during World War II. Therefore, such a high wall of more than 10 meters is very necessary. It can not only effectively block the enemy's attack, but also effectively block the wind and sand and some stowaways. The only price is that the cost of this wall is particularly high, but Jiang Chen has already planned it. He will requisition the Akanad refugees who immigrated here to build the wall under the condition of free housing. As for cement and stone, Jiang Chen will collect the city construction fee from the immigration fee of Carry City. There is another defense line inside the city wall, which is a green defense line made of desert giant cactus and desert lawn. The reason for building these is to completely block the wind and sand outside Carry City. The third green defense line, because the desert lawn has the function of improving the environment, they will reduce the temperature of Carry City during the day and increase the temperature at night. At the same time, because these lawns are permanent lawns, they will produce seeds. Grass seeds and cactus seeds can be sold to China or Malacca City to increase the income of Carry City. In the future, when the income of Carry City is high, Jiang Chen will also get a considerable amount of city dividends from Carry City. Under the scorching sun, Jiang Chen finished the construction of the dog climbing grass and Bermuda lawn defense line, and spring was coming to an end. After planting the last cement and stone, Jiang Chen's money was gone. But his mission was also completed. Stretching, Jiang Chen began to call Wang Xianhong, the newly appointed mayor of Carry City. At the moment the call was connected, Lao Wang was still inspecting the water conservation situation in the old city. Because the Carry City subway was temporarily blocked, the old Carry City had been without water for 1.5 months. In order to feed so many people, Lao Wang proposed a plan to reduce the water supply per person per day by half. This plan made many people so thirsty that they didn't even have the strength to speak. If the Akhenat army came to attack them now, Jiang Chen estimated that only a few dozen people would be enough to wipe out the people in the city. Of course, the Akhenat army must have enough water to drink in advance. Now the people and army of the Akhenat are also short of water, and their drinking water depends entirely on an underground river. Now the water level of the underground river has dropped sharply due to the long-term drought in the desert, and the underground river is always changing its course, so it is very difficult to find. Last time, the Free Army and the Akhenat Government Army and the Youth Army supported by the Rosha State fought a big battle for the water in the underground river. because of the extreme lack of water. This is also the main reason why there has been no war in the Akhenaten in the past 1 or 2 years. Also because of the lack of water and the difficulty in transporting supplies, both the Russian Empire and the United States withdrew many troops from the Akhenaten. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 769, Occupying the Eurasian Center. If Jiang Chen hadn't joined, the United States and Rosa might have withdrawn their troops from the Akhenaten long ago. After all, the Akhenaten is no longer the center of Eurasia, and with the coming of the desert, they can no longer transport the various energy sources of the Akhenaten to their own country. Even if they can transport them, the cost of mining and transportation has long exceeded what they can get from other places. Fatty Wang, organize the people to withdraw to the new Carry City in an orderly manner starting tomorrow. I have built a city here at the subway entrance. You discuss with the city government and drive here immediately to report. I will introduce the city to you later. After the call was connected, Fatty Wang swallowed his saliva and asked, Brother Jiang, is the subway usable? I'm almost thirsty. Can you bring some water first? After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen was not calm. He had built a super lake here, so why did he have to transport water all the way from Sac City? The subway is not open, but bring all your water holding tools to fetch water. From today on, there will be unlimited water supply in Carry City. From today on, you can drink as much as you want, and take as many showers as you want a day. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang was so excited that he cried. He only dared to think about this kind of dreamlike life when he was dreaming. Really? Brother Jiang, are you really? Stop being pretentious. Come quickly. Half an hour later, a large truck arrived at the new Carry City. After the truck arrived at the green Carry City, they seemed to have suddenly come from primitive society to modern civilized society. In just a few months, a city flew from a desert, which was a direct blow to a group of atheists. God, something that only God can do. The desert is not a place where science can call the wind and rain. The only one who can call the wind and rain here is God. When Mayor Wang and others were about to kneel down and worship, Jiang Chen kicked them awake. Old Wang, look at the map quickly, I'm busy. Jiang Chen was numb. After all, he had done too many anti-scientific things like this. Brother Jiang, you are simply. Shut up, I don't accept worship. Old Wang, starting tomorrow, all the people will be moved to the Carry district. All the enterprises in Carry City will be moved to the Carry City Development Zone. In addition, for the bonded area, you should hurry up and connect with the Steel Group according to my copy. Jiang Chen had already written the plan, and Old Wang just had to do it bit by bit according to his plan. Also, starting tomorrow, organize all the idle workers to start building the Carry City Wall. The Carry City Wall defense line must be completed within 2 years. I will provide you with large machinery, so hurry up. When night fell, Jiang Chen took Old Wang and others to visit half of the Carry New City, and he didn't take them to see other places. Back in the Carry district again, Old Wang's hands were shaking, and he felt a little floating when he walked, as if everything was in the clouds. Brother Jiang, it's great that the new city is moving here. We finally don't have to pay money to the Khanate anymore. We also have so many lawns and buildings, and our development in the future will definitely not be inferior to Kingshan City. The young deputy mayor patted the armrest and said, and Fatty Wang finally woke up. People tend to dream when they get old, but once they wake up from the dream, Fatty Wang knows what to do. Brother Jiang, now that we have moved here, are the refugees from the Khanate our people? After Fatty Wang asked, Jiang Chen nodded and said, yes. Is there any need to say more? You see, I have built all the schools for them. In the future, they can study in Carry City like people from other cities. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang scratched his head, and he asked again, Brother Jiang, our finances can't afford the free education of so many colleges and primary and secondary schools. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen patted him on the shoulder and said, don't worry, you can do it. Apart from anything else, one oil group is enough, not to mention that you have so many factories. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Leo Wang pointed to the companies on the map and asked, taxes are not paid to Future City? If Carry City does not pay taxes to Future City, apart from anything else, just by selling tap water and electricity, Leo Wang can guarantee that Carry City will definitely dominate the entire Akhenaten and other regions. I'll give you border privileges. Future City will collect 30% of all taxes, you will collect 65%, and the rest will go to the Desert Construction Committee. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Leo Wang frowned and said, Brother Jiang, pay 30% to Future City, 60% to Carry City, and 10% to the Desert Construction Committee. There is another small problem. We have paid taxes to the Akhenaten for Carry City for so many years. What if we leave and can't move away? In order to solve the problem of refugees in the border areas, Future City directly leased Carry City for 10 years. The money for these 10 years has been paid, and now they won't give you a refund. Speaking of the old Carry City, Jiang Chen crossed his arms and thought about it. Apart from anything else, he had to earn back his capital after spending so much money. Is there oil under Carry City? Yes, but we don't have the right to mine. Brother Jiang, I have asked someone to explore, and there is oil under our new Carry City. Instead of buying the oil mining rights of Carry City, we might as well dig the oil under our feet. After Leo Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought about it, and it was indeed true. However, he could never dig the oil under the new Carry City. There is something called strategic reserve, so when he can use other people's energy, he will never use his own energy. Got it? Carry City is the most primitive desert. The wind and sand, earthen walls and low houses, and the characteristics of the Akhenaten here are not natural war film shooting locations. Brother Jiang, do you mean to build a film and television base? That's right. As the saying goes, as long as there is something that is not available elsewhere, it can be fully developed into a tourist attraction. Jiang Chen originally came from a tourist attraction business. He was worried that there was only one Doomsday City scenic spot in Carry City and Malacca City, and it was difficult to attract enough tourists. Now, Carry Old City can be directly turned into a natural desert old city film and television base. It can not only solve the problem of vacancy here, but also make movies and engage in tourism at the same time. It will be a great thing to make money at that time. Okay, I'll listen to Brother Jiang. Xiao Fang, you will be responsible for relocating the immigrants. Remember, no houses are allowed to be demolished when everyone is relocated. Whoever destroys the houses and rooms in the old city of Carry City will not be given a new house. After Leo Wang finished speaking, Xiao Fang nodded and said, don't worry, Mayor Wang, since we are moving to a new city, we must live a new life. Look at how beautiful the houses here are. We even save money on decoration. We absolutely cannot let them come here wearing old clothes. Therefore, I will give them 2 sets of clothes each in the name of the municipal government, and their old clothes, old appliances, and all their things will be left intact in the old Carry City. Chapter 770. How far is the desert? How far away can you get? Say goodbye to poverty, and you will never see it again. Mayor Fang finished speaking, and Jiang Chen nodded. If there were no such people, Jiang Chen would not have come to Carry City. Similarly, if there were no such people, they would not have the new Carry City today. Give them 2 sets of clothes each, and if they want new clothes in the future, they have to earn them with their own hands. Another thing, tell all the refugees that we accept refugees in Carry City, but we do not support lazy people in Carry City. Our water, our air, our electricity, and our bread are all precious. If they cannot contribute their own strength to Carry City with their own hard-working hands, then I can only tell them that you should die as far as the desert is. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Mayor Wang frowned and said, Brother Jiang, there are many disabled people among the refugees due to the war. If they are all driven away, once this matter is exposed, what are you thinking? The lazy people I'm talking about are those who have healthy hands and do not work. Those disabled people due to the war, even if they do not do any work, I will not let them starve to death in Carry City. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Old Wang was relieved. At dawn the next day, Mayor Wang led people to prepare for the relocation of the city. Jiang Chen was not idle. Since he was already in Carry City, he had to finish all the things in Carry City. After finishing these things, he would have a final decisive battle with his enemies in Hancheo country. After solving the enemies of Hancheo country and building the future West City, Jiang Chen would set off to the center of the desert. Sell the houses in Carry district. Jiang Chen had promised netizens that he would launch a wave of housing with no restrictions on academic qualifications, and now it was time to fulfill his promise. In the early morning, following the first ray of sunlight in the desert, Jiang Chen opened the live broadcast room. At the same time, the moment the needle opened the live broadcast room, Chacha Live would push the news of Jiang Chen's live broadcast to nearly 1 billion registered users. So in less than 10 minutes, there were nearly 10 million people watching online in the rural live broadcast room. Hello everyone, I'm currently in Carry New City. Today I will bring you a live broadcast of Carry New City. As soon as Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room was already full of comments. Dream exit. Thank you, host. You are indeed a very trustworthy person. I bought a house in Zhongshan City. It has only been a few months, and the schools and hospitals in Zhongshan City are all under construction. Brilliant sunshine. I never thought that the two newly built hospitals in our city are actually branches of Sahara Hospital. I have to say that the medical care in Sahara is really strong and cheap. Most of the people who came to leave messages are people who bought houses in Zhongshan City. Jiang Chen is very pleased that in the past few years, among all the people who immigrated to Sahara, there are really few who say that they regret it very much. Of course, it is not accurate to say so. Jiang Chen has indeed met many people who regret it. For example, last month, a man who was considered the richest man in a 4th-tier city in China immigrated to Sac City. He originally wanted to rely on Sac City's educational resources to cultivate his children, but he never expected that his children were really useless. In the first semester, after he transferred to Sac City Second Middle School, he knocked a girl unconscious and then dragged the girl to the woods and raped her. After the incident, the impact was very bad. The richest man originally thought that, as long as he spent some money, and his child was a minor, he would be released after a few years in prison. But what he never expected was that the Sac City court directly sentenced his child to death. The richest man collapsed directly. He spent money everywhere to manage relationships, but the discipline in Sac City was strict. No matter how rich he was, who would dare to take his money? After arranging it in vain, the richest man created public opinion hotspots everywhere in the name of minors. He wanted to hijack the law through public opinion. However, the righteous media exposed the whole process of the incident, and the basic law of future city clearly stated that once rape, murder, human trafficking and other crimes are committed, the death penalty will be executed regardless of age. So the law does not care whether you are a minor or not. If you commit this crime, you will have to pay with your life. This matter has also caused heated discussions in the Sac City area. Some people say that minors should be given a chance, but many people say that today's children are mature and have already entered high school and are no longer minors. Anyway, no matter what the final discussion results are, this death penalty clause issued by the leader Jiang Chen himself directly sentenced the student to death. Now the richest man has immigrated back to China, but Jiang Chen has no regrets at all. In the past 2 years, many rich people have moved away from the Saharan region because they feel that the rich have no privileges here. So they want to go back to the place where the rich have privileges. Jiang Chen is very happy about their departure. The desert region will never lack population. What they need is talents or people, not the dregs of this society. It's okay if you like the transit city. I will tell you that the transit city will only get better and better in the future. As the city gets better and better, the welfare of all citizens will also rise with it. Well, today I will take you to visit our southern border city, Carry City. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he did not rush to lead everyone to visit the house he was going to sell. Instead, he drove everyone to see the grasslands of Carry City and the super lakes of Carry City. The car drove on the endless green grassland, which really attracted everyone's attention under the scorching sun. There is also a lake. On this side of the road is an endless lake, and on the other side of the road is an endless grassland. How can people not love such a place, where humanities and nature are perfectly connected? The scenery is different in 4 seasons. It is so beautiful. Kung Fu Boy, Carry City, isn't that a city in the territory of the Akhenaten? Little meow meow, 2/3 of the territory of the Akhenaten has turned into a desert. I went to Carry City a few years ago. As far as I know, Carry City is full of deserts. Dragon Valley, it is really difficult for gods to attract people from a city overnight. This is Carry New City. Carry New City is all within the territory of the Sahara region. The grassland and lake are just a district of the new Carry City. Its name is Jingxi District. Jingxi District is the location of the municipal government, university and Carry City's core energy enterprises. It is also a tourist scenic spot. Now I will lead you to the enterprise base of the border town. These days, selling a house is not just as simple as introducing the house you want to live in. You have to let everyone know what advantages you have living here. You also have to let people know what are you going to get if you choose to live here. Chapter 771. Is there a good thing that can earn you money? This is the development zone of Carry City. Currently, 1,125 enterprises have settled in the development zone of Carry City. Within 3 years, the number of enterprises in the economic development zone of Carry City will reach at least 2,500. This means that the employment opportunities in Carry City will be the same as those in Salmon City. Of course, Carry City has another advantage over Salmon City. This advantage is that Carry City also has a super bonded zone. The bonded zone has the largest steel group, copper mining group, Xinjiang group and Sahara oil group in northwest China and even in the whole of China. I will introduce these to you. I believe you have already understood that if you come here, you will have a job that you will absolutely be satisfied with. At the same time, it is precisely because of the wealth of the Carry City government that the education and medical conditions of all citizens will also improve accordingly. At least in Carry City, you will not worry about not being able to afford medical treatment, housing, or food. As for schooling, Carry City concentrates nearly half of the military academies in the entire Sahara region, and Carry City itself has 5 universities. The educational resources here are more than any other city in the Sahara region. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, everyone understood what Jiang Chen was going to do. Tormented life, anchor. Do you mean that the houses in Carry City are on sale? Giant panda doo-doo. This is the frontier, and it is so close to the canet. It is not safe to buy it. Mouse love mouse. Only idiots will go to a place where there are wars every day. Now the spring storm is getting stronger and stronger. Last month, the number of immigrants to our Hancheo country has exceeded 200,000. Iron Hammer, those who curse our Hancheo country every day, those who lick the desert every day. Is this the place recommended to you by your licking people? Little Stone, you guys should come and immigrate quickly. Chinese women are so enthusiastic. Almost everyone in our place has several Chinese girls at the same time. I have 4 Chinese girls who pay me money every day. Feng Hui Jude, fuck, you dog. Turn a blind eye, he is right. I have seen many girls willing to pay for Hancheo people. But think about it, there is no way. You marry an immigrant Chinese, and you are an alien in Hancheo country after all. If you marry a local, your life will be much better in the future. Exclamation mark. My girlfriend went to marry a man from Hancheo country. Now he laughs at us every day, saying that we are dogs from other places. A moment of clear sky. You are dogs, but you are worse than dogs. Dogs are so good that they are loyal when they are given some food. What about you? When you immigrant dogs come here, you have directly robbed us of so many job opportunities. We don't have many resources in Hancheo country. You eat our resources and occupy our job opportunities. What's wrong with us sleeping with you women? Xiaopoyao, who robbed your resources? The jobs are there. You don't do your job well. Do you still blame us? Leo and Qiang, stop arguing. The boss must like to use those cheap and hard-working Chinese dogs. Shuisho, you are a bunch of dogs. I really admire you. Chinese people are all over the world. It's better to stay anywhere than in your country. Yazimigi, don't say that. In Hancheo country, everyone is yellow. If you come to the United States, you are not even a third-class citizen. A group of people started arguing in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room, and Jiang Chen was helpless. That's right, no one wants to leave their hometown and go to another country, but isn't this all forced by the environment? Fortunately, I did it more humanely. In the Sac City area, there is no discrimination. Jiang Chen said this, but there are still many people who choose to discriminate against others. For example, in Kingshan City, Transfer Station City and Future City, which are mainly Chinese, they will discriminate against people from remote countries and regions. Similarly, in Sac City, many rich people will look down on the poorer Salmon people. However, Jiang Chen clearly stated in the basic law of Future City that any form of racial and ethnic discrimination is prohibited. Once someone reports and produces evidence that you discriminate against others, you will have to stay in prison for at least a year or two. What's worse, you may be directly deported. Of course, the problem of discrimination against others will definitely exist. Some people are discriminated against, not just because of their race and ethnicity. Some people are discriminated against because they are lazy. The Sahara region is a region that advocates diligence and thrift. All leaders in this region take the lead in learning thrift and diligence. But no one is perfect. There are many lazy people, especially the children of the super rich. However, these lazy people will not have a good end, and each city will have its own way to deal with lazy people. For example, in Sac City, where the top rich people gather, the Sac City education law clearly stipulates how many community activities all students of different ages should do every day. If the children of rich families cannot do a certain amount of community activities, they will not even have the opportunity to go to college. Some lazy people in society will be forced to work. If they don't want to work in the company and just want to live on social welfare, the local government will force them to go to the desert labor camp. Once they enter the desert labor camp, they will do dirty, tiring, and life-threatening work. No matter how lazy you are, they will just leave after finishing the work. If you don't finish the work, you will really be thrown into the desert, and the cold wind at night will make you disabled if you don't die. Okay, everyone, stop arguing. Everyone has their own aspirations. If you like to go to the cold tide country to be a dog, then go. Everyone has the right to choose, so I won't explain too much. What I want to tell you today is that Cary City has started immigration. You can say that I'm an immigrant guarding the border, or you can say that I'm unscrupulous. I don't care what you say, but anyone with a discerning eye knows how to choose. Cary City has launched 1.6 million houses to the world, and we will only accept 5 million global immigrants at most. In addition, I would like to remind everyone that Cary City culture will focus on the culture of the Akhanate. So if you immigrate here, all children must learn 2 languages, Akhanate and Chinese. After Jiang Chen finished speaking to everyone, some people were not happy. Mouse love mouse, haha, learning Akhanate? Don't you see what the use of learning Akhanate is? Who else in the world uses Akhanate? Eagle, this is extreme national insecurity. Others are learning the languages of advanced countries, but you guys are learning the language of a country that is useless at all. A piece of green onion. I don't know why we have to learn other people's languages. We are all Chinese. Why should we speak other people's languages? Liu Liqiu, it's not bad to learn more than one language. We are a Chinese family and we live in Malacca. Our children are learning Chinese and Israeli now. They not only learned a history of Chinese, but also the history of Israeli. They will combine these 2 cultures so that they can be integrated and passed down here. Silly, Israel is at least a very strong nation. Learning their culture is at least useful. We live in Sac City. Our children have to learn Chinese and so many people. Chapter 772. Cultural invasion is also invasion. Chief, Akhanate is also a country with a very long history, and there are many things in their history that are worth learning from. So I think it is not necessarily a bad thing to learn their history and let their history be passed down in Cary City. You don't have to discuss too much with me about language. You just need to remember that the land under your feet has belonged to this nation from ancient times to the present. You come here as immigrants, not to invade, not to subvert other people's culture. The principle of our establishment is to better help those who have lost their homes, preserve their culture, preserve their traditions, and keep their civilization in the hands of our generation. We learn Chinese because we want to unify the language. Only by unifying the language can all ethnic groups be integrated into one rope. If Jiang Chen comes and forcibly promotes Chinese and forcibly erases the history and culture of those places, what is the difference between this and the United States and other powers erasing the history of the Indians? The desert that Jiang Chen wants to create is a harmonious and unified desert, a desert where people and nature live in harmony. People cannot live in harmony with each other, let alone with nature. Caterpillar, yes. We must preserve their culture, otherwise it will be an invasion. Green grass still, aggression never ends well. Only the contention of 100 schools of thought in culture can create new cultural glory. So, I support the host. Keyboard warrior, host, just put the price and immigration conditions directly. Those who want to immigrate will naturally immigrate. Those who don't want to immigrate will go to the cold tide country to be dogs, no matter how hard you try. Bear, we like to go to the cold tide country to be dogs. The cold tide country is at least a stable and developed country. The desert will be swallowed up sooner or later. When that happens, you can just wait for your life savings to go down the drain. Brother Mouse, it's better to be treated like dog grass than to drink the northwest wind in the desert. Brothers, you have to think it through. Big Dragon Siege, don't be fooled. You will be cannon fodder if you go there. A small desert country goes to the Canada to compete with world giants like the Rosa Kingdom and the United States. Just think about it, and you will die miserably. Old Sephora tree, will they really go to war with the United States? Sahara's strength doesn't seem to be at the same level as this. After a group of people questioned, Jiang Chen was silent for a long time. Whether there will be a war depends on the attitude of the United States. If they don't find a reason to invade us, we won't fight. But if they find an excuse to bully us, we will fight to the end. I have only one thing to say about these invading dogs. Only if we reach out and knock out their teeth will they let us live in peace. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many people hesitated. After all, no one wanted war. War would make everything come to nothing. But think about it carefully, which newly established country has not experienced war? If you have not withstood the baptism of artillery fire from the United States and other powers, the world will not recognize you as an objectively existing regime. Only if you defeat them can you stand among the nations. Jiang Chen has been preparing for this war for a long time. He believes that he will not lose. Whether it is a real fight or an economic war, he will not lose. I still say that I will not take the initiative to provoke a war. What I want is people's livelihood. What I want is to transform the desert so that more people can live a happy life. However, I'm not afraid of war. This is the purpose of our Sahara region. So, you can come if you want to, and don't come if you don't want to. In addition, those who are ready to live a happy life in the country of cold tide, I will tell you in advance that the car of the country of cold tide is finished. The entertainment industry of the country of cold tide is also finished. This year, I can assure you that the Star Group will be completely reduced to a second-rate mobile phone company. So, what will the social welfare of your developed countries be cut in half like? Think about it yourself. Cat, well done. Let these self-proud cold tide dogs cry. Crying, it's better to bring those licking dogs who immigrated there. Zio, Anchor, tell me the price. I've been waiting for a long time. By the way, I saw on the internet that the city of Malacca next to the city of Cary is also recruiting immigrants. Do you have any connections? Old man, the immigration of Malacca city is really awesome. The lowest house price is 8,900, and judging by the job opportunities, it won't be that high. According to the introduction above, it is jointly built with the Sahara region. Night in the grid, yes, I saw it yesterday, but I haven't seen any official news from the Sahara region. I consulted Future City yesterday, and the immigration department of Future City said that it has nothing to do with them. They are only responsible for Cary City now. Storm, I was also attracted. I heard that the educational resources there are all from the Sahara region, but they charge tuition, which is not cheap. Jiang, it is said that it is the medical service area of the pharmaceutical university. In the future, the pharmaceutical university will set up a branch, but I don't know the specific situation. A group of people talked about Malacca City. Jiang Chen looked at his mobile phone. He has handed over Malacca City to the Free Army for nearly a month and a half. It seems that their immigration plan has not been implemented well. Malacca is not a wholly owned city of ours. They just have a cooperative relationship with us. We funded the Akhenaten Free Army. This is their city. Of course, many houses, scenic spots, and municipalities in the city are under our jurisdiction. However, I want to make it clear that Malacca is the city where the Free Army recruited immigrants before the desert was covered. We are just the housing developer there. We are only responsible for selling houses. We don't manage other things. In addition, as for schools, we are all fee charging schools, from kindergarten to university. So, those who want to buy a house there, please remember that if anything happens, it has nothing to do with our Sahara region. In addition, the housing prices in Kari City are very high. The lowest price per square meter in the development zone is 18,000 yuan, and the lowest price per square meter in the Kari district is 25,000 yuan. The bonded area is 21,000 yuan per square meter, and the most expensive in the Jingxi district is 40,000 yuan per square meter. Our Sahara region can only guarantee your safety in Kari City, but not in Malacca City. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the people in the live broadcast room finally understood the difference between Malacca City and Kari City. To put it bluntly, the difference is that Kari City is directly under the future city area, while Malacca City is a cooperative investment site. But, why did I hear the Immigration Bureau there say that Malacca City enjoys all the rights of the Sahara region? Children in Malacca City can also take the college entrance examinations in various cities in the Sahara region, and even residents of Malacca City can directly enter various cities in the Sahara region with their ID cards. Big Turtle, I was promised that too. I know that, if Kari City does not restrict academic qualifications, there will be a lot of immigrants at that time. People like us who really have no academic qualifications can only go to Malacca City. Unknown, most of those who choose to go to Malacca City are college entrance examination immigrants. Buy a house for more than 10,000 yuan, and the children will study there for a few years. At that time, they can take the college entrance examination in the Sahara region with the identity of Sahara people. Then, the whole family can be transferred to the future city area through the university transfer of household registration. When you buy a house, you will be a future city person. This is a roundabout immigration. Old monkey, even if you don't immigrate in a roundabout way, you can use very few points to study in a university in the Sahara region, and it will be easy to find a job when you return to China. Chapter 773, The Trusted City is Going Against the Heavens. People are the most realistic. Today is still a time when knowledge can change destiny, especially in China, a place that has valued culture since ancient times. Therefore, many Chinese families really do whatever it takes to allow their students to study in universities in the Sahara region. So college entrance examination immigrants appeared, which is also the reason for the surge in immigrants in Malacca City in the future. Students in Malacca City can indeed enjoy the same university admission policy as Kari City, but what I want to say is that we do not guarantee your safety in Malacca City. So, if you immigrate to Malacca City, if there is any problem, you don't have to come to the Sahara region to find us, because we can't control it at present. In the evening, it was time to hang up the live broadcast. Jiang Chen just started a live broadcast to tell everyone that Kari City is going to sell houses. Come here, there are jobs, children are exempt from tuition, and there are many universities to choose from. The details depend on themselves, and Jiang Chen also believes that the houses in Kari City are easy to sell. Apart from anything else, the school district alone is enough for tens of millions of families to compete for. Leaving Kari City, the construction of the south has come to a temporary end. The hot wind of summer blows from the depths of the desert. Jiang Chen has moved to the future city digital town to supervise the development of Sahara Mobile, Nizo and Xiaosang Mobile. Summer is the decisive moment for his mobile phone brand to fight against rotten Apple, Huawei and Xing. After 2 years of development, Jiang Chen already owns 3 mobile phone brands, Sahara Mobile, Nizo Mobile and Xiaosang Mobile. The 3 mobile phone brands have successively launched nearly 30 brand mobile phones, covering various communication channels such as Monuments and Level 6. Even Sahara Mobile has launched the first generation of 7G mobile phones. Brother Jiang, you came at the right time. This year is the most competitive year in the mobile phone market. Now almost every month, a mobile phone brand announces bankruptcy, and even several mobile phone brands in China that were once very glorious have collapsed one after another. However, our mobile phones have received very good responses in the market. At present, all 3 of our mobile phone brands have entered the top 10 mobile phone brands in the world. Even in the high-end mobile phone brand market, Sahara mobile phones have completed transformations again and again, and now Sofa mobile phones are among the top 5. When the webmaster of Digital Town introduced the mobile phone to Jiang Chen, he was proud. Indeed, among the many towns in Future City, Digital Town has successfully ranked among the top 10 most influential towns in Future City with its 3 major brands of mobile phones and digital products such as Samsung and Niso. Mecca and Zeng even felt that, if Jiang Chen could advertise for them well, and be their spokesperson, then Digital Town would definitely beat Battery Town and rank among the top 5 Sahara brand towns. How much of the world market can our 3 major brands of mobile phones occupy? In the digital city, Jiang Chen asked Mayor Khan while touring the mobile phone exhibition hall. Currently, our mobile phones are mainly sold in China and Southeast Asia. Now we are preparing to enter the African market. We can't open the market in America, Europe, and Oceania. After Mayor Khan finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned. What's the matter? Those countries in America and Europe don't give us sales licenses. In addition, some companies in the United States are very resistant to us. We can't get the right to use the world's most popular zone system, so all our mobile phone systems use the Huawei system. It is precisely because of this that we have been excluded by many developed countries. Jiang Chen has always felt that it is impossible for mobile phones equipped with Sahara new screens and 6G and 7G technology to only enter the top 10 in the world, especially Samsung mobile phones and Niso mobile phones. They are already very strong brands. Now that the world rankings are not moving forward, how can they go backwards? After Mayor Khan finished speaking, Jiang Chen could understand that these 3 brands of mobile phones were already ranked in the top 10 in the Saharan region, China, and Southeast Asian countries. This was already a great result. Why don't you give us authorization? They said that if they use our mobile phones, it will threaten their country's information security. In addition, these countries are all partners of Han Cheo country. Now Han Cheo country has divided up many pillar industries. If Han Cheo country loses the mobile phone market, they will step back from a developed country to a developing country. The United States will never allow this to happen, because Han Cheo country was built up by them, and is their spokesperson in Asia. Therefore, the United States and its allies signed a communication protection agreement, which includes restrictions on the spread of Huawei mobile phones and Saharan communications around the world. And this agreement, Jiang Chen was really enlightened. He originally thought that, as long as he could open his ports to other countries, others would also open their minds to accommodate him. But he never expected that the United States, which he always thought was the defender of the earth, could do such a thing. You mean it's impossible for me to defeat the Star Group? Jiang Chen didn't necessarily have to be the world's overlord in the field of communications. His goal was simple: to take revenge and kill the Star Group. It's unlikely at the moment. In the field of mobile phones, rotten apples are still ranked first in the world. Although the Star mobile phone has lost many users in China, its market in China is still very hot, mainly due to its ownership of the world's most popular zone system. Moreover, new mobile phones have a large market in countries around the world, which we can't compare with. Now in the field of mobile phones, China's Huawei mobile phones and Dami mobile phones are still very strong. Huawei mobile phones also have the zone system because of their compromise with the United States. And our mobile phones can only use the Huawei system independently developed by Huawei. If we didn't spend our own money to build many apps for the Huawei system, I'm afraid we wouldn't even be ranked in the top 10. The reason why Sahara mobile phones, Samsung and Niso mobile phones cannot be eliminated by other mobile phone brands is mainly due to the Sahara Communication Group. Sahara Communication Group stipulates that all mobile phones in Sahara region will adopt Huawei system, otherwise you can't use it in Sahara region. So this forces nearly 100 million people in Sahara region to use the mobile phone brand produced by Jiang Chen. in China, because Sahara Live, and my Sahara Story Network and other Sahara region websites strongly landed on Huawei system. Many people who like Sahara TV series and Sahara Live have to buy the mobile phones launched by Jiang Chen. So this has created a situation where the three major systems coexist in China. Don't we have our own independently developed chips and systems? I allocated a lot of money to the digital town, right? Have you forgotten my slogan, that we should make everything by ourselves? Jiang Chen said with some displeasure. Mekan wiped the sweat from his forehead and said, the manufacturing and development of chips and systems takes time and requires a lot of talent. Since I took over the town, I have always proposed to build our own chips and systems. At present, we have launched the Sand God chip and Sand God system, and all chips and systems will be provided to the Desert Oasis series of Sahara mobile phones first. The Oasis series is the 7G we just launched. In addition, our system has been tested more than a dozen times, and these test results show that the new system can be integrated with 7G technology, but it is not very stable yet. Chapter 774, Pressure on 7G Mobile Phone. Mekan knew that they could no longer compete with other mobile phones in 5G technology, so he put all his bets on 7G technology. Even the NISO mobile phone, which focuses on 6G technology, is ready to give up strategically. Unstable is not good. Increase the testing efforts, work overtime, and increase the salary. Hurry up and test the 7G mobile phone system and chip for me to be stable. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Mekan nodded and said, don't worry, brother Jiang, we have invested all our only funds in the research and development of chips, the research and development of systems, and the purchase of patents. I not only want 7G, but all the current 5G mobile phones and 6G mobile phones must stand up quickly for me. That Zuon system, negotiate for me. I want my mobile phone to be equipped with this system. Now if you want to defeat Xinxing Mobile, the best way is to defeat Xinxing Mobile in China first. If Xinxing Mobile loses the Chinese market, it is equivalent to cutting off one of its feet. Jiang Chen also has the confidence to kill Xinxing Mobile in China. After all, the trump card of Xinxing Mobile is the screen. After 3 years of research on the screen of the super truck and the research on Sahara Glass Town has developed 4 generations of LED glass screens. This kind of glass screen is clearer and more eye-friendly when used on mobile phones. Once it was launched, it became the object of scramble by major mobile phone brands. Now even the rotten Apple mobile phone is ready to give up the mobile phone screen of Xinxing Group and cooperate with the mobile phone screen manufacturer of Sahara Glass Town. Therefore, in terms of screen, Xinxing mobile phone is a grade lower. In addition, in terms of communication stability, the 3 major mobile phone brands of Sahara are equipped with Sahara Communication, the 4th largest communication operator in China, and the network speed experience is definitely superior to this. Finally, in terms of camera, all Sahara mobile phones use NISO cameras, and their clarity is absolutely good. There are also Samsung speakers used in mobile phone speakers. The price of such a combination of very exquisite and high-grade products is 10% cheaper than Xinxing mobile phones, which is definitely advantageous. Now the only disadvantage of the Sahara mobile phone brand is the system. They use the Warwick system. The Warwick system is not stable enough and sometimes there will be freezes. This system is definitely not comparable to Zuon, which has been very mature and has occupied the market for so many years. Therefore, as long as Jiang Chen can reach an agreement with Zuon System Company, it will be easy for Jiang Chen to defeat Xinxing Mobile in China. Speaking of negotiations, Mekan Sidon said, we have already discussed it last time, and they don't agree. However, if brother Jiang is willing to talk to them, I think there may be a chance. After Mekan finished speaking, Jiang Chen pointed at Mekan and said, okay, you contact their person in charge for me, and I will talk to them in person. Now Jiang Chen has put aside all his work to supervise this big battle in the mobile phone industry, so he has plenty of time. 3 days later, Mekan made an appointment with the person in charge of Zuon in China, and then wanted to invite them to the Sahara region, but was rejected. There was no way. Mekan could only tell Jiang Chen that after all, he had to ask for help from others, so Jiang Chen could only go to Shangjing to talk to the person in charge of Zuon. At the Chengnan Hotel in Shangjing, Zhuang Company only gave Jiang Chen 5 minutes, starting from the moment he opened the door of the conference room. "Hello, I'm Jiang Chen from Sahara Mobile. We want to use." Jiang Chen was received in the conference room by the person in charge of Zhuang Company, a foreigner. He did not invite Jiang Chen to sit down. Instead, he looked at his watch and said, "I'll give you 5 minutes for the sake of Guai and Lao Zheng. Hurry up and speak. We are about to have a meeting. I want our mobile phones to be equipped with the Zhuang system. I hope we can cooperate. As long as we can cooperate, you can put forward any conditions that I can meet." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the foreigner yawned and said, "Sorry, we have reached an agreement with Xinxing Mobile. You are just a small brand. We cannot offend the world's second-ranked Xinxing group. Okay, your time is up. Please go out. We are going to have a meeting." After the foreigner finished speaking, Jiang Chen was directly furious. "Damn it, you are the first person who made me run out of the desert and humiliated me like this these days. If you don't cooperate with me, it's not my time that's up, it's your time that's up. Believe it or not, I will make you and Xinxing Mobile collapse together within a year." Jiang Chen finished speaking, and the foreigner also laughed. It's not that he didn't know about Sahara Mobile. It's just a brand of Chinese knockoff phones. It can't even compare with Guai, so how can it compare with Xinxing Group? What's more, in the mobile phone system market, their number of users is the largest in the world, more than the rotten Apple phones. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen many arrogant Chinese people like you. Now please get out. The foreigner has always looked down on the yellow monkey, and he was even very unhappy when he was sent to China. "Okay, this is the first time I've seen someone as arrogant as you. Now you can get out. From today on, you will regret it." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the foreigner became even more angry. He raised his foot and waved his hand, and the yellow-skinned secretary behind him came over. "Tell the security guard to kick him out. Remember, don't waste my time introducing Chinese dogs like this in the future, no matter how familiar someone is. Call everyone in for a meeting." The foreigner stretched out his hand and pinched the secretary's buttocks. The secretary blushed and twisted her buttocks and said, "Yes, boss." When the door opened, more than a dozen foreigners and yellow-skinned people came in one after another. These were all senior executives of Zhuang Company. At the same time, the secretary made a phone call at the door, and several security guards came in. The burly security guards didn't know Jiang Chen. They came up and pointed at Jiang Chen and shouted, "Get out." Jiang Chen didn't say anything. This kind of luo was not worthy of talking to him. "Get out, do you hear me? Foreigner, are you the father? Get out of here." Several people wanted to attack Jiang Chen, but because the foreigner's father was present, a random security guard came over and threw Jiang Chen's uniform out. They did a lot of things like this. After all, there were many people who wanted to find foreigners to invest. Foreigners were the fathers and the most important guests of their hotel. Fuck, we were forced to do it, otherwise no one would dare to stop you, even if you were crippled. After the security guard finished speaking, the foreigner crossed his legs and lay on the swivel chair to watch, like he was watching a monkey show. "Call your boss over, you guys are fired." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he kicked over a security guard who rushed over and made another call. 2 minutes later, the hotel lobby manager came running from the first floor in a panic. With a thump, the door of the conference room was kicked open. When the lobby manager saw several security guards fighting with Jiang Chen, he picked up a stool in the conference room and smashed it on the head of a security guard. The donated blood just flowed down the head of the security guard, and the group of security guards were all stunned. Chapter 775. The era of foreign dads is over. Not only the security guards, but even the foreigners were confused. Under normal circumstances, shouldn't the lobby manager come up and drive away young men like Jiang Chen to please their foreign fathers? Fuck, you are blind. You are all blind. Brother Jiang, I'm sorry, I will fire them immediately. You are fired. Get out of here immediately. After the lobby manager finished speaking, the door opened again with a thump. A big man in his 50s wearing a suit fell down in the conference room because he ran too fast. Brother Jiang, who hit you? I'll kill him. The person who came was none other than the president of Chengnan International Hotel. After the president finished speaking, several security guards were even more confused. Who the hell is this? How come even their president came in person? Besides, there are really not many people in this world who can be called brother by their president. Boss, I have already fired these blind beasts. After the lobby manager finished speaking, the boss pointed at several security guards and shouted, "Fire." It's not that simple. Let me tell you. Do you know who you have offended? Kneel down and apologize immediately, otherwise you will die here and no one will dare to say anything. This is really not the boss's arrogance. Although Jiang Chen does not hold any official position in Shangjing and has no privileges. However, Jiang Chen is at least the highest military commander in the Sahara region specially appointed by China, and his rank is at the level of theater commander. Moreover, Jiang Chen also holds the lifeline of China from being invaded by the desert, so even if he kills people, they can't do anything to him. After all, if you kill Jiang Chen, you are waiting for the destruction of the country. Plop. Several security guards knelt on the ground in an instant. They are all at the bottom of society, so they are accustomed to looking at people's faces. Stand up. If you are Chinese, stand up. Remember this from now on. When the Chinese stand up, the foreigners are the grandsons. Don't always treat them like fathers. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the lobby manager hurriedly went up and kicked the security guards a few times and shouted, "Why don't you thank brother Jiang?" Two of these security guards were relatives of the lobby manager, so he hurriedly went up to hit them on the head with a stool. Only if he was ruthless enough and Jiang Chen felt sorry for them, he could save them. After the lobby manager finished yelling, several security guards hurriedly shouted, "Thank you brother Jiang. Thank you brother Jiang. We will never kneel down and lick foreign dogs again." After several security guards were driven out, the Chinese president of Zuon Company turned green. He wanted to humiliate the Chinese in front of the Chinese, but he didn't expect that he failed to humiliate them and was called foreign dogs. How could he tolerate this? Are you the president of the hotel? This person insulted us foreigners. If you don't deal with it quickly, I will report it to the embassy directly. After the foreigner finished speaking, he looked at the president of the hotel with a joking face. Under normal circumstances, as long as he took out this trump card, no company dared to disobey him. Deal with it. Deal with it immediately. From now on, you get out of Chengnan Hotel immediately. In addition, notify Shangjing. Oh no, all Sahara hotel groups in the country will ban him. Wait, notify the Star Hotel Association that all employees of Zuon Company are not allowed to stay in star hotels, not even 1-star hotels. Anyone who violates the ban will be blamed for our Star Hotel Association to remove it. Shangjing Chengnan International Hotel is one of the top 3 super hotels in Shangjing. The president of the hotel is also the vice president of the Shangjing Hotel Association and a director of the National Star Hotel Association. In addition, the president of the Shangjing Hotel Association is Huang Dong, who is also the president of the National Star Hotel Association. Huang Dong's other position is the chairman of the Sahara Hotel Management Group. He manages nearly 100 super 7-star hotels of the Sahara Group, and there are countless 5-star hotels. No, no, no. You must be crazy. You will regret losing customers like us just to sell mobile phones for this. The foreigner was simply shocked. He kept waving his hands to protest. Without waiting for the security guard to come in, the president of Chengnan Hotel Group and the lobby manager personally lifted him up and threw him out. Some people are like this, shameless. This time, I won't give you face. From now on, all Zuon employees can only live in small hotels on the roadside. You can go to hotels to discuss business and hold annual meetings. Let's see if you still want to be high-end. Haha, go to roadside stalls. After throwing the Chinese person in charge of Zuon out, Jiang Chen rubbed his temples. His head hurt. This matter was messed up after all. Notice it down. Chain hotels will not let them stay. Any standard room over 100 is not allowed to open a room for them. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the president of Chengnan Hotel nodded and ran out to issue an order. After the order was issued, at noon, when the president of Zuon left Chengnan International Hotel to go to the Hotel Association to complain about Chengnan Hotel, he was directly kicked out by the Hotel Association. The foreigner was very angry. He went to the Shangjing government to complain. The government found out that it was Jiang Chen who banned him. They shook their heads helplessly. After all, when a CEO of Zuon is compared with a person like Jiang Chen who is worth trillions of dollars, they naturally know how to choose the team. After all, this guy is a foreigner, and he is also a foreigner. They are all foreigners, and no one should ask for privileges. It was already known when they came out of the Shangjing government. The foreigner was very particular. He had to go to a big hotel for dinner, so the assistant took him to the Junlin hotel. However, what made the foreigner depressed was that he was kicked out as soon as he entered the Junlin hotel. If he couldn't stay in a 6-star hotel, he changed to a 5-star hotel and went to the Huayuan International Hotel. He was kicked out again as soon as he entered. If the 5-star hotel didn't work, he changed to a 4-star hotel. If the 4-star hotel didn't work, he changed to a 3-star hotel. Finally, he changed to an ordinary Hanting chain hotel, but they were all rejected. Shangjing couldn't stay anymore, so they could only take a plane to Shanghai. When they arrived in Shanghai, they couldn't stay in the hotel in Shanghai either. It was not until 2 o'clock in the morning, when a group of foreigners were stranded on the streets, that he realized how powerful Jiang Chen was. However, it was too late. The entire Zuon company was blacklisted. Zuon's medical cards could not be used in pharmacies, Zuon's employees could not stay in star-rated hotels, and Zuon's employees could not seek medical treatment at Sahara's hospital. All the blockades came. After blocking Zuon, Jiang Chen was busy thinking about the next Star War. Since he had missed Zuon's system, he had to find another mature system to replace Zuon. When it comes to the more popular mobile phone and computer systems in the world, in addition to Zuon, there is the system of Rotten Apple. Rotten Apple is the leader in the mobile phone industry. Its unique mobile phone system is also the main reason why they dominate the mobile phone and computer industry. So after thinking about it, Jiang Chen decided to find Rotten Apple for cooperation. And just in time, Digital Town called. After negotiating with mobile phone screen manufacturers, Rotten Apple decided to come to Digital Town to discuss cooperation on 7G mobile phone technology. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.